Hello everyone. Hello. I'm back. It feels so weird to stream. It always feels so weird to stream when I take long breaks. I say that every time I come back from a long break. Ah, scary. I could leave. I could put you guys back here. Wait, no. Wait. Yeah. But I'm back. I had a very long trip in Europe, and it's very good to be home. I woke up at 5 a.m. today and deep cleaned my whole house, and I'm not done, which is why stream is very late today. I thought I could finish before stream, and I was really trying to finish, and then it was like almost 2 o'clock, and I hadn't started getting ready, so I was like, dang. Miss you. I'm back. Nice shirt. Thank you. This came in while I was gone. Is it true you sold baby Stavo for waffles? No. Nuh-uh. I still have baby Stavo. I forgot I need to show you guys him. But hello. Were any of you there for the kind of IRL stream we did? It didn't go very well. I will say that. Goose abuse. Oh, and I also missed a resub from Ron. Thank you very much. 1 year in the pond. I'm still a terrible swimmer. You gotta learn how to swim to be in the pond, buddy. I woke up to see the last minute of it. It was interesting. I was a little scared to IRL stream. It was actually like, I was already kind of nervous to stream in public, but it was even worse than I thought. Because there was a lot of people like looking at us, and I didn't want to like get people in shot, but we were walking around everywhere, so it was kind of impossible. And then also it started raining like 40 minutes into stream. I think the stream was just under an hour. Like we didn't even hit the hour mark. And as soon as I turned off stream, it started storming, like pouring rain, and there were riots. We were in Brussels, Belgium at the time that I tried to IRL stream. And there were riots going on, and when I ended stream, we were getting waffles. As soon as we got the waffles, we walked, and like we accidentally walked, and maybe it wasn't accidentally, we were being led by Aldo, but we walked like by a bunch of police and riots and stuff, and then like these big explosions went off, and it was very scary. It was a little scary. Did you get waffles? Yes. No IRL streams anymore. I will try, just maybe in like less populated areas. I wanted to like keep the stream on and show you guys the waffles, but there was a whole group of people right in front of us, and they were looking at us really weird for talking to a camera, so I was really embarrassed, so I just ended stream. Did the birds enjoy your lunch? That wasn't even my lunch, it was Keith's, and yeah, they enjoyed it very much. They ate all of it. I ripped my window handle off. How'd you do that? Did you get any jet lag? Not really. I landed late last night, and then I slept for like 4 hours, woke up at 5 this morning, and I feel great. Because I slept a little bit on the plane. Welcome back. Thank you for the 15 months, Lord Canty. Anyone enjoying the World Cup so far? When I was flying home, I got pulled to the side by TSA for random extra screening, which I always get pulled for. But the guy who was like running me through that asked if I was going to LA for the World Cup, and I was like, oh no, I'm just going home. I didn't even know that was happening. Because I think that was last night that it was in LA. I have my money on Japan or South Korea. Who's like, how long does the World Cup go on? When do we know the winners? Our Uber driver home told us that we should start placing bets on Kelshi for the World Cup, like sports betting. Thank you for the 5 gifted, Dylan. Thank you so much. Also, thank you for all the little gifts while I was gone. I saw those. There was like a package fiasco with my apartment though, which I'll get into, but Popstep mentioned. Who mentioned Popstep? Oh, Will you ever do the Pop Stop cosplay? It's been over a year since you posted you would. Yes, I started it like a year ago, and then it got put on the back burner. My bad, guys. But I am gonna finish it for a con. Thank you for the sub, Buzz Twitch. Are they even in playing? I know South Korea is. And I would assume Japan is as well. When did your Dokumi trip turn into a Euro trip? Well, I was gonna just go for Dokumi and then come back, but the flight was like $2,000. And so it would be kind of silly to go just for like 4 days and then come back. So I figured since I was already in Europe, I should stay for a little longer. I didn't want to stay like alone. Like I'm kind of a scaredy cat. I don't want to like go in foreign countries by myself. But I got some of my friends to come with me, so I got to stay for a while. What was the country that you liked the most? Switzerland, for sure. I made a whole like note in my notes app about all of the little things I wanted to talk about, just to make sure I didn't forget anything. I'm going to talk about my whole Europe trip. So I'll go through like all of it, but Switzerland was beautiful. Oh my god. Like that country doesn't look real. And we only had 1 day in Switzerland, which I'm really sad about, but the script returns. Not really a script, just like reminders of what I wanted to talk about. Thank you for the resub, Sukwasi. Hi, welcome back. Thank you, thank you. I have my clothes in the dryer right now and it's so loud. You can see my other piles of laundry. I forgot to move them. I was cleaning my whole house. I still have some laundry left to do. I don't think I have any other cleaning left to do. Is this a recorded stream? No. I can see you. I can see all of you guys. Thank you for the sub, Jay's Break. Few people can afford to spend more than a day in Switzerland. It is a very expensive country. What was I gonna say? Oh, my cats aren't here yet. The plan was to do like a Yap stream and then play games with whatever time we have left, but I think I'm gonna skip the games tonight because I want to go pick up my cats earlier. I can't pick them up until like for a couple hours at least. But I miss them so much. I woke up this morning in my bed and I like immediately sat up looking for Little Bear and Bambi, and then I was so sad when I remembered they weren't home yet. So I need to go pick them up. I missed them so much. My cat sitter did send me a picture. He sent me lots of pictures of them throughout their times. So before I talk about my trip, I'll talk about the cat's trip. Little Bear jumped into his fish tank. Like, jumped into his tank of fish. And he sent me a picture of a very drenched Little Bear. But before that, the first thing he did... Where can I find this picture? Little Bear activities. He told me that, and I was so scared that, like, if his fish were okay or not. I don't care about Little Bear. He's jumped in the bath before, and he hasn't learned his lesson. He needs to learn his lesson, but I was really scared his fish were, like, harmed, but they weren't, so that's okay. Where's that picture you sent? Oh, wait 1 sec. I don't care about Little Bear ducking gods. You know what I mean. Poor boy. He wasn't fully submerged. He said it was like he caught himself on the ledge, but his back half fell in. The first picture I was sent on my trip of my cats was my cat sitter saying, "I'm showing your cats things they've never seen before." And it's Little Bear looking at 9/11. Thank you, cat sitter. Thank you for the sub, Gaming Shark Andre. Glad to see you're back safe and sound. Thank you. Oh, Travis. Also might need to come back anyways to get his stuff. Yeah, he just told me. I hope we can figure something out. That's actually in my bullet point list of things I wanted to tell you guys about. Alto left his book bag on a train in Switzerland with like all of his worldly possessions. And because of like we thought we were going to be able to just like ship it back to the US, but because of laws, they're not letting us ship it. So, R.I.P. Alto. Classic Alto subplot, for real. Eurotrip 2.0. Bro. Did you hear that Gachiakata Season 2 trailer is going to be at AX? I did hear that. I finally finished the last episode of Gachiakata on the plane home. And then I started watching another anime. Alto sounds like a disaster looking for a place to happen. Yeah, pretty much. I also started watching Dead Man Wonderland. I got called a LARPer for not having seen that before. I know it's a really old anime, but I started watching it because of Shiro. I've just seen the girl in the bodysuit, and I thought she was really cute. I've always thought she was really cute. So I finally watched the anime, and her personality is totally different than what I assumed it would be. Been thinking of checking out Dead Man Wonderland. It's good. It's really good. I like it. I saw like I got through like 5 or 6 episodes, I think. Classic LARPy cause. I'm not a LARPer. Explain Dokumi, please. How did it go? Dokumi was so cool. It was by far the biggest convention I've ever been to. It was huge. I did not get to see the whole convention. LARP, LARP, LARP. It be your own mods. It'll be your own mods. Did you play much of Tomodachi Life on the flight? No. Because a certain iPad baby played Tomodachi Life on my Switch the entire flight. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, Sleepy Stonian. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, he played Tomodachi Life the entire flight. So I have not played it yet, actually, but that's good because that means I can play it for the first time on stream. We figured out I could have like 2 save files, so now he just has a save file, and then I will start my save file on stream. Thank you for the sub. It's not Rhinox? Thank you. Finally back home, been subbed to a ghost. I'm sorry. I'll stream more. We're getting back to our regularly scheduled program. You gonna make me's on stream? I will. I got a stylus for my Switch just for Tomodachi Life, and it's not a good stylus, so I might have to get a new stylus, but I will be making me's on my island. Ghost type duck, it's a nice Pokemon idea. Daily streams for the next month? And 0 cosplays, because I won't have time for anything else but streaming. Me's, you mean twinks? I mean, with the kind of me's I want to put on my island, yeah. That was also the same flight that he like almost died. We'll get to that on the bullet point list, but let me just talk about Dokumi first. It was so cool. I was really nervous about going to a con in a foreign country, but I was really surprised that like everyone there spoke English, so it felt like an American con. Like there wasn't any hurdles that I thought there would be. I pushed him off the plane? No, but he almost died anyways. Why has he got the most wild subplots? I don't know, bro. Sadly didn't make it to your meet and greet, but hope you liked it here in Germany and Europe in general. I'm sorry you couldn't come, but thank you. I did really love it in Germany and in Europe. I will say, everyone told me it was going to be really hot in Germany and like the surrounding countries. It was freezing cold the entire time. It was freezing and raining. I mean, it was kind of warm for Dokumi, but like not that bad. People kept complaining about the heat, but I was like, this feels nice outside. I mean, I guess I guess it's different because there's not really air conditioning. Like I was dying in one of our Ubers because the Uber didn't have the air conditioning on, so we were just cooking in this car. But yeah, the con itself wasn't that bad. People next to me were like dying. I've always thought that I was really sensitive to the heat. Like I'm a cold girly, I don't like the heat. But I guess I'm better with heat than I thought. Europeans are known for not having any heat endurance. Well, the AC is probably like a big factor. Because no matter how hot it is here, at least you can like walk into anywhere and be blasted with cold air. Thank you for the sub, Retro Blooming. Oh, and snack time. I got Nutter Butters. I haven't had these since I was a little kid, but I saw them, so I got them. AC is rare over there. Yeah, it's for like environmental reasons, I think. A lot of things they do over there is for environmental reasons. A lot of things are on my list due to that. You're back, let's go, I'm back. How'd you like Belgium? I did like Belgium. It was raining the whole time. I wanted to try to IRL stream way more than I did, but I kid you guys not, it was raining every single day. So I couldn't like stream outside. But let me get the fit check. Oh, and Goose Abuse. I missed Goose Abuse. W Fit, thank you, it's new. I hardly ever get new clothes because I'm lazy, but this is new. Baby Stavo Abuse? No. I will show you him, though. Right at the beginning of my trip, I passed by a store and saw Gustavo, but miniature, and so he was my first purchase in Europe, and I will show him to you. We demand Baby Stavo Abuse? You guys are evil. Let me show you the baby. Look at him. He's so cute. I wonder if he might be too big to put like on my mic, but yeah. I kept him on my book bag. How have you been? I've been good. I'm glad to be back home. It was a really fun vacation, but I am a homebody. So it'll be nice to be home for a while. Ireland is the worst for rain and cold. Ireland wasn't that bad, but we were only there for like 16 hours for a layover. Abuse the baby Stavo? No. He's so cute. He looks just like his dad. Hey yo. Hello Shaboops. Tour of Asia win? I've only been to Korea and Japan in Asia. Punt baby Stavo? Why are you guys so mean? He's just a baby. He's just a boy. Not this guy though. In front of his son. He was facing away, don't worry. I fractured my elbow, so I'm sat all day today. Oh my god. How'd you fracture your elbow? I'm so sorry. Ooh, I didn't even think about like fracturing a joint like that. That must really suck. I'm sorry. Scooter. I'm so sorry. Ow. I slept on my hair wet last night, and so it looks really bad, but That's a problem for the back of my head. Did you at least hit a kick flip off the scooter? Yeah, were you at least doing a cool trick on it? Or did you just fall off? I fly home from Japan today. Aw. It's so sad coming home after being in like really cool countries. You finally took a shower? Ew, showers? Get a load of this guy. If that's what bad hair looks like, mine looks horrendous. Well, my hair is very straight, but if I go to sleep on it wet, it'll like dry all crumpled up and wavy. So it just like isn't straight and it's kind of frizzy. So. Did you feel that way when you left England? No. And I'm sorry, DKR, I know that's your home, but no. In fact, we said it was kind of like, you know how divers, when you go really, really deep, your like oxygen level, you can't go straight up. You have to come up a little bit and get used to that level of oxygen, nitrogen, whatever, like sit there for a couple minutes, acclimate, and then go the rest of the way up. Alto and I were like, London is kind of our way of acclimating from the beauty of Europe, acclimating there before we go back to LA. What is this analogy? You get what I'm saying, right? Interesting analogy. It works. It works in my mind. That works, right? London looked a lot like New York. We went around like one of the palaces, I think it was Buckingham Palace, but we were on this like main street and it looked like New York. They had the scammer carts, like the pretty color carts that play music, carriage things. I thought those were only a New York thing. Someone in like an Elmo costume scamming people just like New York. Yeah, it was really interesting to see that. You ever watch Bridgerton? I haven't. I have not seen Bridgerton. I like the clothing in it, but it's not my kind of show. Do they have the Ninja Turtles like in New York? No. Not particularly. You could go to Italy and like see works by the artists. Piccadilly Circus? No, we didn't see a circus, but we did go to Piccadilly. I heard of Piccadilly. But I saw like a flyer of a circus in, I think, England. And I was like, we should go, but they weren't performing, I don't think. Piccadilly Gardens? Maybe, I'm not sure. We kind of like, we sped ran Europe. We did everything very, very fast. There's not an actual circus there, it's the billboards place. Oh. Piccadilly's also a station. That's what it was. We were at Piccadilly Station. Did you go to Weatherspoons and Greg's? No. I don't remember where we were, but we were somewhere in London. And it looked a lot more like America than the rest of Europe. You missed out. Piccadilly was a fun map in Modern Warfare. Interesting. Spoons is where it's at. There's no shot. There's actually a place in England called Spoons. You went to Manchester? No. Really amazing Dokumi cosplays. Thank you. I'll talk more about Dokumi before we move on. Did you get to see the Scottish Highlands? I don't believe so. It's Weatherspoons, but people call it Spoons. Oh, okay. It's a pub franchise. Oh. Did you have some UK tea? No, but I did get fish and chips. And I got laughed at because I got my fish and chips and it was just like one giant fish on a plate. I was like, all right, fire. And I cut into it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. There's like, they didn't take the scales off the fish. Can I eat this? And Alto was like, Apparently that was a very, very American thing of me to say. See, like, you're laughing. I didn't know that was... I didn't think you could eat their scales. Beans on toast? I did not have beans on toast. There were beans in a lot of our food, but they looked nasty. I'm not really a beans person. Oh, ouch. I, like, jammed my thumb earlier, and it hurt. And I didn't realize it was bleeding until I just looked down. Ouch. You're learning, though? I guess so. British people are still eating like... Or they're eating like they're still at war. I know. I got to see mushy peas in person. I've only seen them on TikTok. And I wanted to see them in person because I'm like, there's no way they're that radioactively green. They are. Oh boy, let me tell you, they are. They look every bit as revolting in person. And I love peas when they're not pulverized into mush. And like, there's got to be like dye in them. There's no way they're naturally that green. It's gotten so dire, bro's getting hyped over mushy peas. Oh, I did not eat them. They were just on my plate with the fish and chips. How are the waffles at the IRL stream? They were good. We had waffles every single day in Belgium. They are naturally that green. I don't believe that. There's no way. Because peas aren't even that green. What country had the best food? Milan, for sure. England, for sure. Keep telling yourself that, buddy. How are you gonna go all the way there and try none of the stereotypes? I tried some. I tried snails. I tried escargot. It wasn't in Paris, but it was close enough. We actually didn't go to Paris. Our plan was from Milan, we were gonna train to England and like stop at Paris for a little bit, but we didn't want to miss a whole day of travel because the train to Switzerland was our longest train, and that was like 9 hours, I want to say, and it was like horrible. And this was going to be like a 24-hour total train ride, and so I just booked plane tickets and we flew. So we skipped over Paris. Did you eat something good in Milan? I ate a lot of good somethings in Milan. England don't even have an English national dish. Do we have a national dish? What's their national dish? Which country is the best McDonald's? People got mad when I said that on stream. I was like, we were doing a subplot where in every single country we went, we wanted to try the McDonald's items that like only that country has. And I said that on stream and someone was like, these fat freaking Americans go to foreign countries just to eat McDonald's. But, I think Milan also had the best McDonald's. They had a Dubai chocolate McFlurry, and it was so good. And then Amsterdam also had really good McDonald's menu items. McDonald's is worse in America than anywhere else. Every other McDonald's had so many things on the menu. We do not have that much here, which seems like it should be the opposite. I hate to admit it, but the Italians are good at cooking. It was... I want to talk about things in order. I'm going to talk about Duckie&Celebi only right now. I recently heard there's a Dubai chocolate Pepsi. What? How do you get the... I couldn't imagine that tasting good. There's also the full English breakfast. We had a full English breakfast at the airport in Ireland, if that counts. But it was just a whole bunch of stuff that I wouldn't usually eat for breakfast. My dad grew up eating a full English breakfast every single day because of his mom. His mom would cook it. And so he did not feed that to us when we were kids because I bet he was tired of it. I miss you, Evil Cause. I missed streaming. I'm glad to be back. Japan has the Dubai chocolate Pepsi. Interesting. They can keep that. They can keep that in Japan. In Ireland, the breakfast is called a fry or fry up. I feel like I've heard that. we were in Ireland for a really long layover on the way there, and then like a really short layover on the way back. Dokumi, before I lose my train of thought again. Or you know what? Let me start at the beginning. So the very, very beginning, you are 25% England. Yes, I own 25% of England. No, my dad's mom is from England. Did you go outside the Ireland airport? Yes, our first layover was 16 hours, so we got to like go and do things. Which part? Whatever the best parts are. That's my 25%. Okay, the first thing on my bullet point list of my Europe talking points for stream is the flight to Ireland. So our flight to Europe, we had a 16-hour layover in Ireland, and Alto died on the plane. It was like the last little bit of the plane ride, I think like the last 4 hours. He like left to go to the bathroom, and then just didn't come back. And then he like came back up to the seat and like was tripping over himself, like grabbing for me. And so we went back to the back. Do you have ADHD? No. I don't. I just get distracted because there's a lot of things happening in chat. And I also just lose my train of thought a lot. My mom does that. Maybe I get it from her. Or maybe I'm just stupid. We're just good at distracting her. You guys do it on purpose, I swear. But yeah, so I go back to the plane and he like passes out. Like hits the ground, passes out. So I'm like, and I try to find a flight attendant. And I end up like, there's like a spot in the back of the plane. I have to like pull a curtain and there's a lady very clearly on her break and I feel so bad, but I'm like, excuse me. So all of these very, very sweet Irish flight attendants come over and tend to him. He's laid out on the ground, and they give him an oxygen tank. And then he has to like put his feet up and everything. And I'm sitting there like, am I gonna have to do my Europe trip alone? Like, did he just die? What did you do to him? So he was sick. Like he had been sick for a while. You guys know how I get like perma-sick sometimes, where I just get sick and I like never get better. That happened to me like once last year. He was dealing with that. So he had been sick for like a month. And he woke up that morning feeling just like really, really bad. And so he got Dayquil and NyQuil at the airport, like from an airport vending machine. His first taste of healthy food nearly killed him. Except he didn't read the box. It was like super dosage, like super max extra strength. Basically, I think he ended up taking 8 times the dosage or 4 times. He took way more than he should have, and like almost overdosed on it, I think. I don't know how that works, but yeah, that combined with him already being sick is probably what happened. Is he like fully okay now? Yeah, it was fine. He was mostly better by the time we landed, but it was just scary. Alto legit needs help. Well, the flight attendants were so nice, but one of them like pulled me to the side and I had to fill out all of his information, and I felt like I was like writing his death certificate. It was so serious in that moment. Oh my god, but it was so funny. So let me paint the picture. He's on the ground, right, back of the plane on the ground, oxygen tank, oxygen mask on his face, and he's like passed out. He's white as a sheet, like whiter than me. And he suddenly lifts his hand up and he like grabs for me. And I'm like, what do you need? He goes, Lexi, I need you to take a picture of me. And I was like, for your Instagram story? Like, what? It was for a valid reason. He was like, I need to send this to my dad so he believes me. But it was just so funny in the moment. Show the pic, please. I don't know if he would want me to show you, so I won't. But yeah, that was very funny. The pic looks insane. Like, he actually looks like a dead man on the ground. But yeah, so that was a very eventful start to our trip. Your eyes are very beautiful. Thank you. Oh my gosh, and thank you for, I think those are bits. Thank you. He uploaded it to Instagram stories. Did he? I thought it was just his close friend story. If he posted on his story, then I guess it's fine. He posted it on TikTok. He doesn't have a TikTok. You might be following a DZI impersonator. He does. He, like, technically does, but he doesn't, like, own it. It's that you know of. No, he has one, but it's, like, not active, I don't think. He posted it on MySpace. All right, guys. Oh, I made a note of this. I totally forgot. I didn't know that airplane seats could recline. And I found that out because on the flight, the person in front of me reclined their seat, like, all the way into me. I didn't know they reclined that much. I don't know if his seat was broken or what, because Alto also looked over. I don't think it was normal that his reclined that much, because the person next to him, his didn't recline as much. So I think I was watching a movie on the screen, and the seat, I kid you not, was like here. It got reclined all the way here. Like, I had to sit back in my chair to not hit the seat. I'm claustrophobic too, so that really sucked. You kicked the back of his seat? No, I did not do that. But I had to stop watching my movie because it literally, like, I couldn't see it anymore. Why is that even allowed? I don't know. That chair must have been broken or something, because, like I said, like, the chair next to it didn't... I watched the guy recline, and it didn't go as far, so I don't know. But that's how I discovered that my seat also reclines, so that was nice. Even, like, a little bit of recline is so much better for comfort. And then we stream sniped our friend in Ireland. Not our friend, I met them for the first time. Artemis. They do like really cool streams, like NASA stuff, like space stuff. Really cool. And they gave us like a little tour of the place. It was also their first time in Ireland, but they're from England. No Tomodachi Life and no movie. What did you do in that flight? I got to watch most of The Greatest Showman. I listened to a lot of music. And then I filled out my Google Calendar. And then I started making this note. Ducky side quest. Mm-hmm. Does the air taste different, like in Europe or in the plane? Yeah, we had a little bit in Ireland. Just long enough to, like, go get dinner, sleep, wake up, and go back. There was, like, a little mishap with our bags, though. It was a 16-hour layover, and so when we checked our bags, and the guy was like, you're gonna get your bags back for the layover. Rate European food? I will after. But we were gonna get our luggage back for the layover, because it's a really long layover. And, like, we got the tags for it and everything. It was going to the Dublin airport, not the Dusseldorf one in Germany. And then we get to Ireland, and we're sitting there, no bags. No bags. We go to the help desk. There's a whole line of people at the help desk because no one's getting their bags. And so we sit there for, like, probably, like, an hour. And mind you, we only have a short little time in Ireland, so we want to make the most of it. But we're sitting there for so long, and then they basically end up telling us it might be on the plane to Germany. And we're like, might be? They're like, yeah, it might be on the plane to Germany. So what happens if we get to Germany and it wasn't on the flight to Germany? You learn to say Dusseldorf so properly. Is it Dusseldorf? Dusseldorf. So yeah, the not getting our bags back for the layover wasn't, like, the end of the world. I would have liked my toothbrush, but, like, that's fine. But the uncertainty of not knowing if it was somewhere in the airport or if it was going to go to Germany was really, really scary. Like, that was really stressful for both of us, because I had all my cosplays, Alto had all his stuff. So your stuff was going to Germany. Yeah, what happened was I think everyone in the line was like in the line for the same reason. Anyone who had a layover didn't get their bags back. They just kept it to go on the next flight. So yeah, but it was a little stressful because the entire time we just had to trust that it was going to Germany, because the lady sounded so uncertain. She like didn't know. And like that was it. It was like, I don't know. Bye. So we didn't know until we actually picked up our bags in Germany if we were going to get our bags or not. I always carry a toiletry bag in my carry-on just in case stuff like that happens. I guess I know now, like for future. That was not my first layover flight, but my first layover flight where I wasn't just immediately going to my next flight. But yeah, so we didn't have our stuff I didn't have anything to wash off my makeup, so I had to like get shower gel and wash off my makeup in the hotel, but it was fine. It was whatever. And then we got food in an Irish pub, and every like pub in Ireland is the most Irish looking pub ever. Go figure. But ew, Lexi didn't brush her teeth. No, not that night. I couldn't. Hotel shampoo is adorable because it's all small. I know. Unhygienic cause. I know. It sucked. It sucked. Some of those pubs are older than U.S. colonies. I don't doubt it. Absolutely love how I joined the moment Ireland gets mentioned. Irish crash outs. Fire. You've been summoned. Stinky cause? What was I supposed to do? We were only there for like a little time. We couldn't go anywhere. You guys are bullying me. But anyways, yeah, we like stream sniped the end of Artemis's stream. I forgot I made a note of this, but on our flight back to Germany, I got onto the plane and it was just really weird for a sec. Because I looked, the plane was totally full. I've never seen a plane full of white people. Everyone on that plane looked Irish, and I didn't know how weird that looked until it happened. I don't know why I made a note of that in here. On our flight, Alto almost died again. Nope, not on this flight, but my next note on this list is you apparently can't get medicine in Germany. Because he was still sick at this point, and so we were trying to get anything at all for him. Are you Jewish? No, I am not. I should have known that would get deleted. I shouldn't have read that. Lol, you were like, lots of white people? I know. I don't know why that was so strange, but it was like, I stepped on the flight and I was like, whoa. I feel like I'm in Midsummer. What did you do? Did you have to get a doctor's note? You can't, because we don't have like health insurance in Germany, so we can't just like go to the doctor, apparently. Or like you can, but it'll be super expensive. Midsummer is a crazy movie, by the way. I actually haven't seen it. It's on my list of like movies I really, really want to see. I've seen Hereditary, but not Midsummer. Cults scare me. They're like, to me, they're like the scariest thing ever. Because they're real. Like, that's like a real thing that happens in the world. So like any movie about cults is really scary to me. Both movies are good. Hereditary is really good, but yeah, I still have to see Midsummer. But yeah, so medicine in Germany, we couldn't get like painkillers, we couldn't get Tylenol or like anything that in my American mind is like over the counter stuff. We couldn't even get like vitamin C. We couldn't get anything without a prescription. So Alto was cooked. We couldn't get any sort of medicine. Yellow Jackets and Midsummer are both good. I've heard about Yellow Jackets. I haven't seen that either, though. That's a show, though, right? Not a movie. If I had a nickel for every time I heard an American talk about how bad of an experience they had with Germany's healthcare, I'd have 2 nickels. Was the other nickel perhaps about Liam going to the hospital in Germany? But yeah. So, do you have to have a prescription for over-the-counter pain meds in Germany? I think the issue was just that the medicine wasn't over-the-counter. Because they did have stuff, like, on the shelves. It was just nothing that we needed. What happened to Liam? He had, like, an allergic reaction to something. They posted a TikTok video about it. But he had, like, an allergic reaction and had to go to the hospital. You can get Tylenol in Europe, but only in tiny packets. We couldn't find that anywhere. We were sitting in, like, what was it, DM? Some sort of, like, convenience store looking thing, just, like, Google translating every single medicine package. Most of Europe is like that. They just don't let you shop for meds. Yeah. We found that out the hard way. It made me miss Korea. It really made me miss Korea. In Korea, you can just walk into the hospital, pay $10, and immediately get, like, fat stacks of medicine. No insurance or anything. But, oh, I wanted to go to Cologne. I feel like it shouldn't be pronounced that way. Like, it doesn't look like it's pronounced that way, but everyone says Cologne, with the big cathedral in Germany. I was really excited to go, but it was our last day, and my choices were either go with the boys to Cologne and see the cathedral, or hang out with the girls for one last night. So I hung out with the girls instead. The cathedral will still be there the next time I go see it. But yeah. And speaking of the girls, Celebi and I want to do, like, a duo table next year. Perhaps. We'll see. But for anyone who knows Dokumi, there's, like, the meet and greet tables, which are the little tables where we have, like, 2 hours to just sit there and meet people. But there's also a whole other, like, building for cosplay tables that just stay there the whole weekend. That's what, like, Gail did, all the pots and pans, or, like, Stella Chu. They're just there, like, the whole time, and they get, like, this big booth, and we think we want to do that next year. And it would be really fun to have, like, a joint table. Did Gail almost get taken out? What? By what? As far as I know, Gail's okay. Maybe I can start to save for Dokumi next year. I definitely do want to go back to Dokumi next year. If we get that table, it'll be, like, a for sure thing. But, so you're telling me to go to Germany? I mean, if we have a joint table, you might have to. Oh, speaking of the table, I got prints, like, last minute. So, will there be food? We're not offering food. I remember when I first, like, brought up Dokumi on stream forever ago, and, like, that I like, got a table. I mentioned that I wanted to make merch to sell, because everything I hear about these tables for cosplayers is that they like, bring prints to sell. And I mentioned that on stream, and a couple people were like, I got negative feedback for that. I don't have nail polish on one nail and it's distracting me, but I had, like, a couple people be like, that's so greedy, you would charge us money for a meet and greet to sell prints is, like, ridiculous. And so I, like, second guessed myself. I was like, is it not normal to sell prints at a meet and greet? And I got so in my head about that I just didn't make merch. And then I got to Germany and found out that every single other cosplayer sells merch. And then I like mentioned that I didn't have prints, and someone actually, one of the cosplayers was like, what do you mean you don't have prints? What's the point of your table then? And so I was like, bro, I shouldn't have listened to the quiet minority of people who were for some reason upset about the idea of me having merch at this table. So yeah, I was really mad that I let that get to me and then didn't bring merch. But German CVS came in clutch. There's this store called DM, and I was able to go and just, like, make prints on the spot. They probably weren't as good quality as I would, like, want my prints to be, but they were there. And I was really happy to end up doing that, because I do all these professional cosplay shoots, and I've been wanting to do prints for so long. People have been asking for a while as well. And it was just really cool to see these like in physical form for the first time. And it was really fun to like sign things as well. So yeah, I'm really glad that German DM came in clutch, and I think I learned a lesson. I learned a valuable lesson that people are always going to hate on the internet, and if I listen to them, I'm just... Do you have a cool signature? I think I do. I finally came up with a signature. At AX last year, that was like the first time fans had ever asked me to sign anything, and I didn't have a signature, so I was just like signing my real name in the only cursive I knew, like Lexi. But I finally have a signature with Ducky, and I think it's really cute. If anyone here got a print with my signature on it. Celebi even made cards in addition to prints. Oh, I didn't see those. I had prints and then like Polaroids. Can we see your signature? I think I have a practice sheet in here somewhere of when I came up with it, but it'll be mirrored. Got the OG signature. This makes prints with your old signature instantly worth 100 times more. But I like my new signature. There's a little duck in it. There's a little duck face. And a little duck in the bottom. Thank you for the sub. Alpangon. Thank you, thank you. Welcome back. Thank you. I must know if there are any trigger prints left. Let me check. I sold out of a couple of them. It was also so cheap to print these. Hello, Keith. Is Alto going back to Milan? I hope he doesn't have to for the book bag, right? Thank you for the sub, Chaos Fighter. 9 months, oh my gosh. You can also think of selling a photo book. A lot of cosplayers did that. Yes, I've actually thought about photo books for a long time. I love the concept of a photo book. I remember like a year ago, I like sketched out this whole Black Butler themed photo book that I wanted to make. Still haven't done like a single cosplay from it, but yeah, that's a very, very like long-term project. I do have trigger prints left. Oh, the sizing in Germany is also really weird. I'm used to like 5x7 prints or 6x9 prints, but these weren't exactly either of those, and so I had to crop all of my photos. So if you got a print at Duckie&Celebi, they're special because that's not exactly how they're gonna look when I do sell them later. Can you bring some to AX? I don't have a table at AX. I'm actually working a booth for the first 2 days. No, Ducky, it's in the US that they're weird. They're European size. My bad, gang. My bad. How would the new sizing differ, bigger or smaller? I had to crop all of these smaller, and all of them were already prepped for a 2x3 ratio, which is like 6x9. So I do believe that they are smaller. I will find and pay for the print. What if I bring my dinner table to AX? Impromptu meet and greet table? Yeah, I don't have a meet and greet table at AX. I actually didn't even know that they did those. I found out recently. But I'll be at a booth for the first 2 days and then cosplaying the next 2 days. I'll patiently wait for the ZZZ photo book next year. What if I bring my folding table to AX? I can't just have an impromptu meet and greet. I think they would shut me down. How mad would the booth be if we came up just to buy Ducky prints? I probably wouldn't get hired again. Can I bring my door also? Nobody brought a door to Duckie&Celebi. You guys said you would bring a door for me to sign. No doors. So I guess you guys aren't so serious about the door signing, huh? Always flaming me for no door giveaway. I despise gambling ads. Did you get a gambling ad? Oh no. Dorkomi fail. If you go to Australia, I'll bring a door for you to sign. Alright. Germany wouldn't let me in with the door. Thank you for the sub, TJ Turtle YT. Did you see any cosplay that you loved at Dokumi? I saw a lot of Rios from Gachiakuta. Oh, thank you for the sub, it's Nico Robbie. Thank you, thank you. I missed the assignment, would have had one. If I find you during X, can I have a trigger print? I probably won't have these prints on me. But since I have been wanting to do merch for so long, and when I say merch, I just mean prints. But since I've been wanting to do prints for so long, and I like had to just like suddenly do it at Dokumi, I guess now's as good a time as ever to do it for real. So I'll probably have like real prints soon, in which case I will have to decide how to do that. Some people have it like purchasable by print, like having it up on a site where you can just like buy them, or I know a lot of cosplayers do print clubs where it's like a Patreon tier. That seems like more convoluted, so I don't know which route I want to go yet, but I will think about that. The duck merch store is a must. I'm leaning towards the first option of having like a website. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited. And if merch does well, I'll have an excuse to do more cool professional shoots. I wasn't expecting to sell so many prints at Dokumi either. It gave me euros to use for the rest of my trip. A Subnautica shirt that says pet that dog. I'm gonna get sued. I don't know what convoluted means. Like, confusing and cluttered. Like, just too much going on. I just went trigger. The trigger print is one of the ones that I think looks better in its original aspect ratio. So, good things come to those who wait, I'll say. Instead of Subnautica, it should say Ducknautica. To avoid copyright, right? See, okay, this is why I need to make a notes sheet with everything that happened, because I haven't read through these since I've written them. I totally forgot this happened. After Germany, we went to Amsterdam, and our first day in Amsterdam, someone offered us cocaine on the street. Did you get mugged? No, it was actually really nice. Not the cocaine part, but the Netherlands actually have like one of the lowest crime rates ever. And it's said that it's because they just legalize everything. And so people don't really commit crimes as much. I think it's like one of the only, like a lot of, I'll just say a lot of things are legal there. Was it cocaine or marijuana? It was not marijuana. Marijuana is legal there. You can't break the law if there are no laws. Yeah, which sounds silly, but I witnessed an interesting phenomenon where if you just don't make it illegal, people, low-key, it's not like people don't do it as much. I don't know. That sounds not right, but no laws means no crime. That sounds so unspecific. It's like one of the only countries where I think prostitution is legal, and then they have like the lowest sex crime rate ever, or something crazy like that. So that's what I meant. That guy was so kind. We were just walking on the street, and then like some guy like held something out to Alto, and he was like, "Oh no, man, no, I'm good." And then he turned to me and he was like, "Do you know what that was?" And I was like, "No, I didn't see." He was like, "That was cocaine." I was like, "What?" It was broad daylight, right? Like it was the morning. like, bright and early morning. Classical Dutch hospitality. Did you use it? No, we did not take the Coke. They can smell Americans. All right, bro. I know a lot of things are legal there, but I really doubt cocaine is legal. But yeah, I did like Amsterdam. We got stroopwafels. I didn't know they were so big. I've only seen the little ones, but we got like giant stroopwafels. We also lost Keith. I don't know if Keith is still in stream, but this was like, it was like our first day. Keith did not have cell phone service. He didn't get cell service, so he had no way to contact any of us. Is that related to the cocaine? No. But yeah, he just like walked off, or like we were all walking together, and then like there was a ton of people on this busy street, and he just kept walking, and we were calling after him, but he didn't hear, and so we actually just lost him for the whole day. And I was super, super, super stressed out the whole day, because I was like, oh my god, we lost Keith. If the roles were reversed and I was the one who got lost, I would be like crying. I would be so scared. But we just had a whole day by ourselves, and then we went to the hotel, and he was just sitting in the hotel, and I started crying because I didn't realize like just how stressed I had been. But he was just on an adventure on his own, so literally everything was fine. But that was a great start to our trip. Did he die? No, he just had like his own little adventure. But I was just really stressed. I was like, in the moment, I was like, I think I just got a glimpse of what motherhood will be like, and I don't think I'm ready for it. Because it felt like I just lost my son all day. Did he have a side quest or just chill little day? I think he just like walked around, took some pictures. You need to insure him. Thank you for the sub, Swiggly. Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Platinum tier life insurance on Keith, for real. Oh my god, I wrote this as well. This actually ties into Dokumi too a little bit. I didn't think the Dokumi heat was that bad. Put an apple chip in his pocket. I didn't think the heat was that bad, but not having AC inside was kind of crazy. You know the meme of people being like, you need to wear deodorant at cons because everyone smells bad. I've never understood that because I've never been to a con and like smelled people. I did it, Dokumi. Oh boy, I did it, Dokumi. I don't know if like not having AC inside was the cause of it, but like I couldn't stay in Artist Alley for very long. There was just such an intense smell of BO in the whole building. So yeah, I had to leave. It was bad. Which con? This was Dokumi. But yeah, I finally know of the famous con smell. Everyone talks about the con smell, and I felt left out because I've never smelled the con smell. But I've smelled the con smell now. Did you get any Jinx merch there? All I got there was Jinx merch. I got a couple prints. I can show them in a sec. It's called Aura? What kind of... Aura with flies, bro. Oh yeah, this is a print I got. It's so pretty. I don't have room for any more prints, but it was Jinx, so I had to. Thank you for the resub, Fluffy Mexican. Thank you, thank you. And I got another print, too. Oh, there's my con badge. I spent 550 euros on artists. Dang, did you get some cool stuff? Why did I short circuit? This is the other Jinx print I got. So pretty. I love Jinx. I bought way more than I thought I'd spend. That's always how it is in Artist Alley. I get sad sometimes about, like, now that I'm a content creator, I have to, like, lock in and film TikToks for so much of my cons that I can't really see Artist Alley as much anymore. Like, for most cons, I don't even get to see all of the Artist Alley. I just don't have time. And I'm always really sad about that, because Artist Alleys are my favorite parts of cons. But I can acknowledge now that it's probably a good thing. It's probably saving me a lot of money that I don't get to see the Artist Alley. Would you ever do a Jinx cosplay? Yep. Yep, that was actually our subathon goal. So a Jinx cosplay is in the works. Jinx also just so happens to be my favorite character in any media ever. And I was scrolling through my photos for something, not on my phone, but on my iPad, which has more, like, photos dated further back than my phone. Because I got a new phone a couple years ago, and, like, my data didn't transfer over. Like, my phone completely broke, I couldn't enter it, and then my data didn't transfer. So I lost all of my photos. I've talked about this before. I lost all my cat's baby photos, which I cried about for a while. But I found out that I've been wanting to cosplay Jinx since before I started any of my cosplay social medias. I didn't realize it's been that long. That kind of put it into perspective for me. I've been procrastinating her for like over 3 years. What? Picnic stream, quick drawings, league stream, Jinx cosplay, and glass art. Yep, those are all on the calendar. And as soon as they're solidified, I will post them on, like, my Twitch calendar schedule that I love so much. I also got a little print. I didn't buy this. Someone brought it to my meet and greet table. And I was so happy. It's so pretty. I love Reze. Also, Omegaverse class. Yep. I'm excited for Omegaverse class. I made Jinx stuff. Woo! I love Jinx. Jinx is my favorite ever. Me and my friends saw the entire Area 3 of Artist Alley. Tried searching for Subnautica. I didn't even think of looking for Subnautica stuff. Whenever I go through Artist Alley now, I try to, like, to save time and save money, I pick, like, one media or one character that, like, I will buy. And if it's not that character, I can't buy it. Jinx was my character for Duckie&Celebi, and then anything Metaphor Refantasio, I would make an exception for. And then Black Butler is always a hands down, like, don't even think about it, exception. If it's Black Butler, I'll get it. But, thank you for the gift sub, Dylan. Thank you. Hey, Metaphor, I know that game. Yes, there will be a return soon. There's gonna be a master class for the Omegaverse class. I don't know about master class, more like Omegaverse 101. In the same vein of Duckie&Celebi smelling bad, I wrote this down as well. European bathrooms smell horrendous. I thought it was maybe just the first bathroom I went into, but then it happened in the next one and in the next one. The first bathroom I went into in Amsterdam was at the train station, and I had tears running down my face. I'm not even, like, that sensitive. I'm not, like, hypersensitive to smell or anything, but, like, what? I was tearing up. It was so bad. I just tried to hold my breath. And this is the women's bathroom. I've never seen a woman's bathroom that wasn't, like, sparkling. Like, I had to, like, double check when I left that I didn't go into the men's bathroom by mistake. It was also probably because it was a train station, but it was like that in a lot of other, like, restaurant bathrooms too. And also they're so small. I'm a small person, and I was like cramped in a lot of these like little European bathrooms. Oh, I literally made a note of that. I said, Dutch people are so tall, but every bathroom stall was so small. Interesting. Every public bathroom I've been in looked like I'd find a body in. They always look so awful. Yeah. Yeah, it was not great. Oh, and then I wrote this in Luxembourg, but I'm gonna go chronologically. Next was Brussels after Amsterdam. We went to Brussels, and I wrote that it was amazing. It was so walkable and pretty. I really loved Brussels. They had beautiful like architecture, and really really cool thrift shops. They had like a thrift market that was really cool. They had a bunch of clothing stores that were so cool, and then like people walking on the street. For a second, it was like we were in Tokyo. Like people walked down the street just wearing the most insane fits. But then every European person we told that we love Brussels, they were like, really? Apparently, Brussels is so clowned on in Europe that when a country becomes like bad, it's referred to as the Brusselification of a country. um, did you go to the beer museum? No, but it looked insane. Like the building it was in looked insane. But yeah, I thought Brussels was nice. I think it had a lot going on. It did also have maybe too much going on because there were riots going on. But it was eventful, if nothing else. And they had waffles, which were so good. And I think that's actually where I ate the snail. Yeah. We had seafood, and I had a snail. I also had a lobster with its like face still on, and it was hard to eat it. I don't like eating food that can look at me. Like I can't eat fish if the head is still attached. I don't like, if I make eye contact with my food, I can't eat it, bro. So we got like, it was a mix of like lobster, snails, and like other shellfish. But like on my plate was just a lobster with its head on and its like little black eye, and I was just staring at it and I was like, The snail sounds like a horror movie. It had the consistency of like a scallop. If I just don't think about it too hard, it's fine. But to be fair, I feel like sometimes I have a hard time eating like crab or lobster because they're just like big bugs. They're just big water bugs. And so if I think too hard about it, I gross myself out and I can't eat it. So I just didn't think about eating the snail the same way I don't think about eating the lobster. Did you eat fried frogs? No, I did not. They do that here. They do that in like the South in America. The Yowie books was such a good find. Oh, I also made a note. Why is water so expensive in Europe? Like anytime we would go to a restaurant, water was more expensive than like any other drink. And then we couldn't ever just get like tap water. They would only bring us glass bottles of water. That's probably why it was so expensive. But hey, what's wrong? You haven't touched your water bug. It's so you buy beer. Is that why Europeans drink so much? Because the water is just more expensive than alcohol. It's because they want to steal tourist money. That actually might be why, because we were talking about that with our our Switzerland friend. And he was like, you can just get tap water for free, but I think they just don't have it on the menu, and when you ask for water, it's like you're ordering the big glass bottle of water. You just have to ask specifically for tap water. Yeah, we didn't know. So I guess that is like how they get you. Welcome back. Snow White was adorable. Thank you. I didn't have my steamer. The wig was supposed to be more like poofy, but Celebi had the same thing happen with her straightener, actually. I brought my steamer and my hairdryer, and I had like a converter for the outlets in Europe, but apparently the voltage is so much higher that all of my things were like cooked. I put my steamer in and it worked for a second, and then it started going crazy, and then it like broke my steamer completely. I had to throw it away. I just bought a new steamer today, because I think the voltage is so high, it's just like not used to it. And then later I stupidly tried to use my hairdryer as well, and I was really scared that I broke my hairdryer because it's a really expensive hairdryer. I brought it back home with me just to like fingers crossed, and it didn't break, luckily. But I think Celebi might have broken her hair straightener. I hope it was the same as my hairdryer though and it didn't break. Europe voltage is like Frankenstein level. They use it to charge iPhones. I will say our phones charge so fast in Europe. It's probably because of the crazy high voltage. What happened to the Nicole cosplay? Oh, I didn't like the way the wig looked on me. I would have styled it differently for my face. So I felt kind of chopped and tired, so I didn't join that group. But then that was the day that Liam was in the hospital, so I think everyone got there kind of late anyways. And I was going to have to change for my cosplay table anyways, so I just decided to show up already in the cosplay. But because everyone else showed up, I think, kind of late because of the whole hospital incident, I think it was good because that would have been kind of hectic. So yeah, no Nicole cosplay. I do like her design though, so maybe I'll cosplay her in the future. Oh, I spent so much time in the sun that my hair got lighter for a little bit. Like, it turned like a lighter shade of brown. Which used to happen a lot when I was a kid. That's why I was like blonde when I was a kid, because I would just be in the sun all the time. Is that a real thing that happens? Yeah. I think there's a word for it. It's like photogenic hair. It's something. But it's like a genetic thing that white people have. Some white people. But yeah, like it happens to everyone in my family. In the summer, our hair would get really light, and then in the winter, it would get really dark. And then I became a shut-in, and so my hair was darker than my whole family's. My useless superpower is the power to change my hair color in the sun. You mean chlorophyll photosynthesis? No, I did not mean photosynthesis. Hi, hello first time chatter. What symbolism is your necklace supposed to represent? Nothing, it's just a fun shape. It's just a star. A lot of stuff bleaches from UV light. Yeah. Why don't I chug the water and not drink for some time? Am I drinking water too often? I'm starting to get like a sore throat. I went to go make tea because I knew I was going to be talking so much that my throat was going to get sore, so I was going to make tea in preparation. And then I opened my kettle and there was water in there, which means that I didn't empty it before my trip almost a month ago. So I am not making tea until I clean it. I've never done that before. I always like clean and dry my kettle as soon as I use it, because I'm not gonna have like the possibility of mold being anywhere in my kettle. Just boil the water. I will clean it properly after. My necklace looks like a Primogen from Genshin. It does. It kind of does. Just a star. Europe is double the voltage compared to the US. Is it actually double? That's insane. It's not that disgusting. It's all stainless steel inside, so I'm not worried about it, but I still wasn't going to make tea with it. But now I don't have tea and I have to go clean my kettle. Yeah, I also made a note here of the IRL stream. The IRL stream disaster. Y'all use 110 volts or 220? I don't know what we use here. It's snack time. Oh, snack redeem. Nutter Butters. Yeah. The IRL stream was fine for a little bit. But as soon as I ended it, it started pouring and there were explosions. I think it was fireworks. It wasn't like gunfire. It was fireworks, but I don't know what was happening. We guessed that there was like a lot of police, and I think people were setting off fireworks like next to the police. I don't know if they were like trying to antagonize them or something. I don't know what was going on. Oh, and then, so I booked the flights to Europe and from Europe, and I booked all the hotels. And then I left traveling in Europe up to Alto, because I was like, you've been to Europe before, you know how trains work and stuff. I'm not too familiar with that. So I thought, like, he had it, right? We were sitting in Belgium, trying to go to Luxembourg, or yeah, trying to go to Luxembourg. Did Alto get lost? No, but there were no trains. There were trains, but they were like all sold out, so we almost like didn't get to Luxembourg. Knuckle redeem. Ow, my rings hurt me. But we got to Luxembourg. We were in Luxembourg for like one day. We only went because we were like, what's in Luxembourg? Alto had never been. He's been to a lot of places in Europe, but not Luxembourg. So we checked it out. It was pretty. And then we rode bikes, and Alto immediately almost died. He rode straight into the road without looking and almost got hit by a car. And then I got like shouted at by a car full of French girls. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I was on the sidewalk, but it's Europe, just rent a car, no speed limit. So you can't do that if we actually looked into that. You have to have like a European driver's license, and you have to have it for at least 2 years in most European countries. That's the rule. And I think you also have to be at least 25. So yeah, we could not rent a car. It would have been a lot. It would have been so cool if we could rent a car and just like drive through beautiful European countries, but yeah, we didn't end up riding the bikes for very long because after Alto almost died, I got scared and I wanted to get off the bikes. But it was fun while it lasted. I haven't ridden a bike since I was like a little kid. And then I have written down another bathroom situation in Europe, so Alto must have something important to do later in life. Yeah, he keeps getting like saved by an act of God for like everything. Which country had the best bathrooms? None of them, bro. Literally, we landed in the LAX airport, and first thing I did when I got off the plane was go to the bathroom, and I was like, I'm home. I got in the stall, I could stretch my hands out and not touch the stall. My big, beautiful bathroom. There were hooks to put my book bags. There was actual paper instead of just the blow dry. He has plot armor, he does. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we were in Luxembourg and we were eating dinner, and I went to the bathroom because we had just been on a train for like all day. There was only one bathroom. It wasn't like a gendered there was only one bathroom. So I open up the door, I walk in, there's a guy at a urinal, buns out. So I turn right around, walk out the bathroom, close the door, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait for this guy to go. I don't know why there's a urinal in like a supposedly, like, I guess gender neutral, I don't know. We're at this tiny little restaurant in Luxembourg. I'm not gonna question it, but I'm standing there just like waiting for the guy to leave. And then another girl comes down the stairs and goes to open the door. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, wait. And she looks at me. She does not speak English. And I'm like, and she just turns away and then goes right into the bathroom. Does the exact same thing. I see her stop. She turns around, closes the door, and then just without a word, comes and stands next to me. There was a language barrier, but in that moment, we understood. Yeah. That poor girl. I know, I tried to save her, but she didn't understand what I meant. And then there was another fiasco getting from Luxembourg to Switzerland. I wrote that there were like no trains to Luxembourg, but there were also no trains from Luxembourg to Switzerland. There was like a whole list of like 12 of them. None of them were available. There was one train that was, or like not a train, it was like a bus that was gonna leave in, we were at our hotel, and it was like 11 p.m., almost midnight. We're exhausted. I'm like falling asleep. And then we find out there's no trains. And so we look at buses. There's one bus that is going to leave in like 3 hours, like 3 a.m. The bus leaves at like 3 a.m. So we have no choice but to get the 3 a.m. bus. So I sleep for exactly 1 hour, and we go to the bus. Did anything good happen on the trip? I guess everything I wrote is like bad things that happened, but I loved the trip. It was beautiful. Most of the countries, that sounds bad. Every country we went to was very beautiful. Was that also Alta's fault? No, there was just like no buses. Except London. London just looked like New York with less skyscrapers. But we got to our super early bus. And then we get on the bus, and it's a Flixbus. And I've taken Flixbuses before up in New York. I don't mind them. They're like comfortable, but the one gripe I have with Flixbuses is that no one ever sits in their assigned seat. Everyone is supposed to have an assigned seat. No one ever sits in them. So we have our seats, and then we get on the bus. Every like person is sitting in a row, so there's no seats together. So we have to split up our group because no one's sitting in their assigned seat. I'm a rule follower. I don't like when people don't follow the rules, so I don't like Flixbuses for that reason. Flixbus is international. I thought it was just for Europe. Oh yeah, I was actually surprised to see it in Europe. I thought it was just like a northeastern American thing. Love the rings. Thank you. They're also new. There's a lot more, but they don't fit my fingers. They're big, and not all of them were adjustable like this. Thank you for the resub, Dill Pixel. Duckstream back. But yeah, so we got split up on the bus, but it was, mind you, none of us had slept, so we're sleeping on the bus, and we only had the bus to like one stop. We were gonna have to change buses and trains like 6 times to get from Luxembourg to Zurich, Switzerland. And so this bus was supposed to be from Luxembourg to one stop. And then we were gonna like change to another bus, and then change to a train, then change to a train, whatever. But when we get on the bus, we see that it says Zurich on it. So the bus is going to Zurich. And then the boys are like, oh, let's just stay on the bus. And I'm like, we can't do that. We can't just stay on the bus. We don't have tickets to stay on the bus. And they're like, don't worry about it. I'm worrying about it. I'm worrying about it. Cause like, I just mentioned I'm a big rule follower, right? I'm a big stickler for the rules. And I get stressed out about getting caught lying or breaking the rules. So we're on the bus, and we go to the first stop, and I gather up my stuff to get off the bus. And I turn back, and Keith is like, we're not getting off the bus. We stayed on the bus like filthy fugitives. We just stayed on the bus past our first stop that we were supposed to get off on. And I'm like furiously texting Keith. Alto's knocked out, by the way. He's just asleep. But I am just furiously texting, and I'm like, Keith, there's more people get on the bus at every stop. This is a very tiny bus. There's not going to be enough seats. They're going to know. They're going to check everyone's ticket. We're going to get kicked off the bus. And he's like, nah, just chill. Sure enough, the very next stop, a bunch of people get on the bus, and then the people, like, they have, like, the bus driver and then, like, 2 other people who are, like, ticket checkers or something. And they're like, there's more people on this bus than there should be. So we get kicked off the bus. All 3 of us get kicked off the bus. And the situation is dire because now we're in the middle of nowhere. Our connecting bus was from the last stop, which we now can't get to. It's also like 7 a.m., not even 7 a.m. Nothing is open. And as we were leaving, the girl Alto was sitting next to said, you guys cannot get off here. If you get off here, you're screwed. Because there's nothing here. So yeah, we ended up having to take a train back to where we had just been from to then get another something. I was also so tired at this point. Another something to go where we were supposed to. So yeah, moral of the story, don't lie. Don't break the rules. Usually you can just play dumb that you didn't know and they gave you a ticket. I guess so. They also, I don't know what they did. I was so sleepy when they were booking the tickets, but Keith and Alto somehow booked like 9 tickets total for our bus. Like, not 9 seats, but like 9 bus tickets that were all leaving at the same time. Like, we didn't need all 9. So I think they were like trying to play the plausible deniability card of like, oh, we thought we were supposed to stay on. But anyways, we eventually get to Zurich, and because we were all exhausted, that's the last train to Zurich is where Alto just left his book bag on the train by accident. So yeah, we did not escape from that trip unscathed, and that's why I was like, I don't want to do that all again to go to London, except worse this time because it's 24 hours worth of trains. So I booked flights to London. Please tell me you said I told you so to Keith and Alto. I was too tired. We got to Switzerland, and that's all that matters. But holy crap, Switzerland was beautiful. Any fiasco we had with the train didn't matter. Switzerland is gorgeous. Holy crap, like it genuinely doesn't look real. We went up to like mountains. All I'm gonna say is we made it back in one piece, little bro. You didn't. All your piece is still in Europe. What are you gonna do? Ever heard that more males die younger? Yeah, because they don't follow the rules. But yeah, we climbed up, not like a mountain, but we got a little high where we could oversee the lake in Switzerland, and it was just gorgeous. And then I swam in the lake. It was really cold, but I had to swim in the lake. It was not like a sand beach lake, though. It was rocks, and I cut my feet, which was not smart for the rest of our Europe trip full of a ton of walking, but I did like cut one of my toes. Rubbing salt in the wound. Switzerland is beautiful, but I've heard everything costs a lot of money. Yeah, I think it is kind of expensive to live there. Like, I've heard it's the most expensive European country to live in. But it's just nice there. I think it deserves to be the most expensive. You're missing a toe? We just escalate things here. But we were only in Switzerland for a day. We tried to urban explore. The Switzerland friend, like, knew a spot. He knew a spot for urban exploration that he had been to before, except whoever owned that place, like, boarded everything up. So we didn't actually get to go in anything, but it was fun. Um, Thank you for the sub, Snailerama. And then we trained to Milan for our second to last country. And once again, nobody sits in their assigned seats. I booked like 4 seats around a table. I booked like that. But everyone was sitting in every seat. And it was like a full train, so we had to like ask people to move, which sucks. But must be the new king of Switzerland. Who, me? I wish. Upset cause. Dude, it like, as a former teacher's pet, it upsets me when people don't follow the rules. Rude cause? We didn't ask rudely. But no, I was unfortunately that kid in class who would be like, ma'am, you didn't collect the homework. You forgot the homework. So yeah. I've always been that guy. Oh, but we were talking about food in Milan. At first I was beefing with the food in Milan because I was like, there's nothing here but carbs. You can't get anything in Italy but Italian food, which is great until all you're eating is pasta and like you can't find meat or protein anywhere. So I was like, we went to like go have a steak dinner because I was just like, I can't eat any more pasta. A TikToker has claimed a bunch of land and declared himself king of Switzerland. Interesting. I don't think you can just do that. We would all bully Ducky in high school. Screw you guys. But yeah, so I was beefing with Italian food at first, but then I realized that like I was eating a lot of food. Like it all, the pasta was good. It tasted good. And I was eating so much. Like I don't usually eat that much, but I was just bodying everything in Milan. And I was like, dang, why am I so hungry? Is it because I'm not eating protein and I'm just like eating all this crap? But then I realized I wasn't bloated at all. I always get really bloated whenever I eat anything. And I've heard people talk about this on TikTok about how like this exact thing happens to them in Italy as well, where they'll eat a bunch of stuff and then not get bloated. It's all natural food. I think that's true. I think the food is just better there. And that's probably why I was able to eat so much, because for like once in my life, eating a bunch of food doesn't make me sick like it does here. I thought that was just a me thing. It might just be the food here. Better quality, yeah. So yeah, I was beefing with Italian food at first, but now I appreciate it. It's also, it is kind of interesting seeing other countries' interpretations of foreign food though, because we got a poke bowl in Milan, and poke bowls are like Hawaiian Japanese, because there's obviously a huge Japanese population in Hawaii, so it's like a Japanese Hawaiian fusion as far as I'm aware. And of course we have poke bowls here, but we got one in Milan and I was just confused. It looked more like a Greek salad than a poke bowl. They had like, poke bowls are balls to catch Pokemons. They're also very yummy. They had like just weird stuff in it. There were tomatoes in it. There were like a bunch of vegetables that I've never seen in poke bowls. And then they only gave us chopsticks. You don't eat that with chopsticks. You eat it with a spoon. That's like impossible to eat with chopsticks. And so it's kind of funny to be like, I think Italy just thinks if it's Asian food, it automatically has to be eaten with chopsticks. So at least like I got white rice in mine, so mine clumped together a little bit. So I would just like get a clump of rice and then like pick at other things. But Alto had like black rice that didn't stick together, and so he literally just had to pick up individual grains of rice to eat. So that was odd. And then like I know that also from TikTok I've seen that England's interpretation of Chinese food is very odd. They have like French fries, which are not Chinese, but then that made me think like what foreign food in America do I think is normal, but then is like totally weird to anyone else? If you ever go to Greece, don't tell the waiters that you love tomatoes unless you want a whole sliced tomato to eat. I don't like tomatoes, so I will not be doing that. Oh, thank you for the bits. What was your favorite food you tried on the trip? I had beef tartare in Belgium. It was the first time I tried it, and it was so good. And thank you for the sub, that fire guy. No orange tonic today. Nope, just water. Anything American in Europe has corn in it. There was a bunch of corn in our poke bowl too, which I thought was odd. But then like, I guess it is the same here because you try American sushi and it's all like filled with cream cheese and deep fried, which is not right, I guess. But it was interesting. I want to go to like more foreign countries and see their interpretations of other foreign foods. I like corn and poke. I wonder like what I need to go to Hawaii now and get like I need to see the original because now I want to know what about poke bowls in America are like wrong or strange to other people. Tartare is the best. It did not have the consistency I was expecting. I thought it would be like really slimy eating raw beef, but it wasn't at all. Any places there have muscat grapes? Not that I saw. I wish. They have rice, fish, and seaweed, and that's it. Okay, maybe I do like my American bastardization of poke bowls then. Oh, I couldn't go into the big Milan cathedral thing, like in the middle of the square, because they had a big sign saying that they don't allow women to wear like skirts or shorts or tank tops. Mind you, it was 1 billion degrees outside. Milan was the only country we went to that was hot. My whole suitcase was full of warm clothes because I thought it was going to be really hot in Europe, and then it was freezing cold and rainy in every country. So I had to like buy jackets there. But it was really, really hot in Milan, so I was wearing like shorts and stuff. But then I couldn't go into the cathedral. I would have offended God with my shorts. So that was sad. But then like literally every person around us had shorts on. Was the tartare held together by raw egg too? Yeah, it had like the beef and then the egg and then like everything that you mix together. Your God-given legs. That's what I'm saying. If this dude supposedly made me the way I am, why can't I wear shorts? Who am I disrespecting? He made me. But on like the last day, I wasn't wearing shorts, and we tried to go in, but it wouldn't let us buy tickets with my American card, so we couldn't go in anyways. Italy is very specific about clothing in religious areas. Linen pants, dresses are a cheat code. I should have had like a sundress, but I didn't bring a sundress. On the 8th day, God invented pants because he saw people walking around with bare legs and was like, ew, no. I think overall, I really, really liked Europe. It was really fun. We definitely speed ran it, so I want to go back and see other things, other countries, but I really liked it. One thing I didn't really, okay. I can't say this without sounding bad. I appreciate Europe's care for environmental awareness. Why are my cups made of paper? They dissolve. We got McDonald's. We got McDonald's in Milan, and Keith was holding like the bag of drinks, and because all of the cups are made of like really thin paper, and then they don't have lids because environmental purposes. There's no lids on the cup, like keeping the cup together. So if you like hold the thin cup, it like spills out. Just drink the cup too. So all of our drinks were sitting there with no lids, and so they were apparently splashing. I look over. We're just walking on the street, right? Bag crashes open. All of the drinks are on the ground because everything just dissolved. So yeah, they had a green apple Sprite that went into a storm drain on the sidewalk instead of into my mouth. What about plastic bags? Paper bags too. So yeah, and then like I would get a drink with the intention of like holding it and walking around with it, but I had to hold it with two hands because the paper cup is so malleable that I can't hold it with one hand without breaking the cup. So I have to like do a this number to drink my McDonald's drink. Biodegradable a little too soon. Yeah. It's because there's laws about that. They can't sell plastic aside from the bottles. Interesting. And then I got boba. And you would think that at least boba straws would be plastic, right? I got boba with like the stretched plastic lid, right, that you like poke your straw through. Tight plastic lid, paper straw. Straw broke. Straw like completely bent. I ended up having to like get a chopstick and pre-make a hole to just like slide the straw into. I don't think that was thought through very well. It's revenge for sinking Venice. I didn't do that, bro. Next up on, what did you think about Belgium? I really liked Belgium. I think Belgium was actually like the most interesting place we went to. Switzerland was by far the most beautiful. Belgium, Milan had the best food, and then Belgium was like it was the coolest place we went to. And then we almost missed our flight to London. So we were gonna train at first, and then like kind of last minute, like in Milan, I booked a flight instead, because we weren't gonna do that whole train fiasco again. But we almost missed our flight because we got to the airport with enough time, but we had to check our bags minimum 60 minutes before departure, right? Like they wouldn't accept it after 60 minutes. And we got there like an hour and 30, hour 45 minutes before. Like plenty of time to just, when you're checking your bags is the first thing you do when you walk into the airport, right? So we walked in, immediately went to go check our bags, except we couldn't. Because before we check our bags, we have to fill out an ETA application, which I had no clue was a thing. So we have to apply for this ETA form and get accepted first, and we can't check our bags until we get accepted for this. So we get pulled to like a separate area. When I came to Dusseldorf from Italy, we check our bags 2 hours before. Dang. Here, they won't even let you check your bags within, like, if it's too early, they'll make you wait. I had that happen to me once. I got to a flight really early. I forget what airport it was. I think it might have been a New York airport. But they literally won't accept your bags if you're too early for your flight. So I just sit there, like, just waiting until I could check in. But then you also can't check it in too close to your flight, or else they, like, can't guarantee that it'll make it onto the flight. But 60 minutes is, like, a lot. I feel like it's not usually that long, or maybe I'm just mistaken, but 4 hours is the earliest you can check bags in most airlines. I was only there like 3 hours early, and they wouldn't let me check my bag. This was forever ago, though. But yeah, so we're sitting there in our Milan airport, and they're making us fill out this application, but it's like, take a picture of your passport, take a picture of your passport, picture not accepted, take it again. Picture not accepted. Take it again. Picture not. It took so long to fill out this application. It wasn't accepting any of the pictures. Then I had to like take a selfie, but then nothing could be in the background, so I had to go find a white wall. But then there was too many shadows on my face. I can't change the lighting. But then I finally it finally got everything accepted, and then my application got like immediately accepted. So I was good. But then Alto's was taking way too long. And we were like, what's going on? The first problem was that his passport is really old, so it didn't have the chip to read it. Like, in the application, you just, like, put your phone on your passport, and there's, like, a chip in it that it scans or something. His didn't have, like, a chip. So that took a long time. And then, like, the same thing where, like, it was like, take a picture, try again. So we're sitting there, and now it's past the time to check our bags. And so the lady, like, writes a whole big thing on top of my boarding pass and is like, you need to go show this to the agent. You need to do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. It's like to try to get your bags. And I'm freaking out because I'm like, now for the second time in my Europe trip, I'm like, are we going to lose our luggage? But then Alto's he's still doing his application. And then she's like, she just takes the bags and like lets us do the thing. But she's like, you have to go to the agent. I can't put it on the carousel, like blah, blah, blah. But because we're doing whatever she's doing for us, we get to just move on to TSA while he's still waiting on his application to get approved. So we're there, and we're in the line for TSA when he gets denied. His application got denied. And we're like, what'd that mean? Because now our luggage has been taken away. Like, it's headed towards the plane. We're sitting in TSA wondering if we are going to be let into England. It turns out, I was like, are you like a fugitive and never told me? Like, what's going on? He has 2 passports with like his Korean name and English name, and I think that was like what was wrong, or like what was flagging, whatever. Eventually he did it again and it worked. He had to pay twice for the application, but he finally got it. And then we had to like run to our plane to like tell them about the luggage thing. And the lady at the desk didn't really speak English, but she looked at the thing and was like, mm-hmm. And I was like, is our luggage okay? And she didn't understand me. So I just had to, once again, just assume our luggage was going to show up in England. But it did, and we're fine. What a bloody ordeal. Yeah. And then we got to England, and all was well. And we had a good time in England. We walked around, got to see, like, the palace. I went to the British Museum. I've never been to a free museum like that. I kept waiting to be charged for an exhibit. How was the bungee jumping thing you did? I forgot to mention that. We went to The Hague while we were in the Netherlands, and I went bungee jumping. It was so fun. I had to sign my life away on a waiver, but it was really, really fun. I've always wanted to go bungee jumping. You did what? I went bungee jumping. It was really cool. I posted it on my story. It was a little scary. But I'm not scared of heights like that. I love heights. When I was little, it was my dream to be in the circus. I wanted to be a flying trapeze artist. So yeah, I love heights. Now, next on the to-do list is skydiving. It's really easy to make a free museum if you just steal all the exhibits. Yeah, that's what we were saying. I was like, wow, it's crazy this museum doesn't charge us. It's because everything in there is stolen. Thank you for the sub, Paka Faye. For 14 months, holy. And then we met with Artemis again. So we saw Artemis on like our very first day of the trip and our very last day of the trip. Like an NPC that we check in with. But before the flight back, we went to a revolving sushi place in the airport. So that was probably our mistake, was going to a sushi place in an airport. But it looked like this really nice revolving sushi place. And we sit down and look at the menu. Every plate on the revolving sushi menu is like 10 euros. Or not 10 euros, 10 pounds, which is like $20. which is insane. Was it Yo Sushi? Yes, it was. It was Yo Sushi. Which was insane. Like a revolving sushi place, the plates are like $2 a piece, if that. They're massive ripoffs. Yeah, I've never seen a sushi place or revolving sushi place that charges more than like $3 for the plate, and then it didn't have like crazy good looking sushi on it anyways. And so we were like, all right, that's a ripoff. Let's just get something off the menu, because they had a menu too. So we get a katsu curry to split, and the pictures on the menu, it shows this nice big bowl, like this big plate, like a normal looking big plate of curry, rice, and katsu curry, right? What shows up to us is this tiny little side dish bowl with some rice, a little bit of curry sauce, and the chicken on it. So, yeah. And then it wasn't good. So expensive. I know. I ended up getting like a little thing of salmon nigiri, which was 8 pounds, which is like $16. I didn't realize. I thought a British pound was equal to like $1.70, but it's closer to $2 right now. So like everything's like almost double, which is insane. So you left more hungry than before? Yes, bro, my salmon came, and it also looked nothing like the picture. It didn't even look like salmon. The color was so off, it looked like tuna. And then I put it in my mouth, and I can't even describe how bad this was. I've never had fish so bad in my life. Scammer get scammed. It was like, it tasted like water. Like there was no taste at all. It was just water. And then it was super, super slimy. I like gagged. I had to stop eating it. So we were starving, but we got on our flight we basically did the reverse of what we did. So we had like an hour-and-a-half flight to Ireland, but we were only gonna have a hour-and-a-half layover, or like a 2-hour layover. But our flight there got a little delayed. It got like 30 minutes delayed. So we were gonna have 2 hours, but we had an hour-and-a-half. And I was like, okay, that's not as great, because it was evening time, so the sushi place was like our lunch, but we ended up eating so little of it that we might as well have skipped lunch. So we're like, okay, we'll fly to Ireland, we'll get dinner at the airport, and then get on our 10-hour flight back home. We get to the Ireland airport 30 minutes late. We now have an hour-and-a-half. We go through the customs TSA. I get pulled for a random TSA security check. I always get pulled for those. I don't know why. I've been told it's because I look Russian, but that's only for like American. I don't know. So they pull me, and they're like, this is gonna take a while. They straight up tell me this is gonna take a while. If it affects your flight, the plane will wait for you. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not expecting this to take so long that like the plane will have to wait. We're gonna go get dinner after this. It took so long. And then there was like no restaurants either. So we get out of TSA, and our flight is already boarding. And so we're like, okay, maybe we can just like grab something quick. There's literally nothing anywhere in this airport. So we were very hungry on our flight. But we made it home, and now I'm home. And that is everything I wrote on my list. I looked it up. There's a law that prevents McDonald's in Europe to sell disposable plastic. Oh. Interesting. It makes things so inconvenient, though. Also had a suffering arc. He's always going through it. Your name might also be the same with someone from the wanted list. I really doubt it. I have a pretty unique name. Did you get to try British lemonade? I've never heard of British lemonade. Are they famous for their lemonade? Because you have such beautiful eyes, the TSA held me back. Sure. But so since Alto and I got separated in the line, I like was texting him to tell him like they just told me it's gonna be a while. Like just wanted to let you know. And then the lady looked at me and she was like, "You can't do that. Put your phone away right now. You cannot text." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was doing something wrong." But she got so like stressed that I was on my phone. She was like, "You were not allowed to do that." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Did you at least eat something on the plane? That's why we wanted to eat before the flight. Plane food is so nasty. I tried to eat like a little bit of the plane meals, but yeah. Coke lemon. Oh, the sodas in Europe were so much nicer. Like, I will say everything in Europe is like just, it seems like just better for you. Like the sodas use, it's the same brand, like it's the same brand soda, but in Europe they use like cane sugar, like real sugar instead of whatever we use. And it's like half the amount of sugar and it tastes totally different, but like good, better. Their Fanta orange actually tastes like oranges. It tastes like it's supposed to. I love Fanta orange here, but it doesn't taste like orange. It tastes like just chemicals. Like it just tastes like straight up chemicals. I like it, but it's noticeably different in Europe. Yeah, non-toxic radioactive orange Fanta. Orange Fanta is yellow in Europe. It looks surprising, but it tastes good. Your Fanta doesn't taste like orange. I mean, I guess it does in a way. If you manufactured orange, if you like told a robot to make an orange, that's like our Fanta orange. It tastes like artificial. Yeah, it's just very like artificial. It's probably because a lot of the chemicals we use are like banned everywhere else. But I like my chemicals. I like my Red 40. Big fan of Swedish Fish, but I will say that soda tastes really good in Europe. Snack time. Do you know what the problem with airplane food is? Like you know the problem, and I just don't think it tastes very good. Computer, make her orange soda not taste like oranges. Big fan of the carcinogens. Bro, like everything's a carcinogen now. Next time you visit Europe, be sure to tell Alto to do things in time and make good plans. I don't think he can do that. I have to make the plans. I just had a blue raspberry Mountain Dew. I can't imagine living without these things. You know what? I take it back. God bless America. I do love some of the crazy things we have here. Even the food you're eating right now is full of carcinogens. I don't care if these give me cancer, they taste good. Think about all the carcinogen space you're using on American food instead of cigarettes. You know what, you're right. European food is so healthy that they have to make up for it by smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. We met up with one of Alto's friends in England, and he was like talking about how much he smokes. He smokes 8 cigarettes a day, and I was like, what? And he was like, that's not crazy at all. Most people here smoke a pack a day. And I was like, how many cigarettes is in a pack? 20. How do you even do that? Are you just like never not smoking? That's so strange. I've tried 2 at a time. I tried Nutter Butter popcorn and Sour Patch popcorn before. Ooh, that sounds good. Some Italians do that as well. A pack of 6 costs a lot, like $8. How are they affording this? Vaping is healthier. Vaping sucks for you too. Vaping was like, it's kind of crazy that I feel like They just like straight up lied to everyone with vaping. They were like, this is a healthy alternative to smoking. It's not good, it's not healthy, it's not good for you. Neither. You should do neither. I'd rather alcohol mix. I know people who smoke like 2 to 3 packs a day. They'll come into my store every day and buy 2 packs. Holy. Cigs have so much aura. Alright, Keith. Go ask your mom how she feels about you saying that. Posture check. Thank you. I want to get tar in my lungs. You guys are just LARPing asthma. My culture is not your costume, bro. You're gonna smoke so much. I have lost my inhaler. I've lost my inhaler, and that's a problem for later. But you guys are gonna smoke so much that you also need an inhaler. You wanna be me so bad. My unasked for flex is that I've never smoked a cig. That's good. That's good. Cigarette smoke does not smell good. They want a hole in their neck so bad. Oh, I forgot that was like a thing. I saw that on TV when I was really little, and I think that like traumatized me. Seeing like the lady who like smoked so much that they had to put a thing in her. Ugh. I know a guy who vapes and smokes cigs, and he has asthma. It's over for bro. That's a future Ducky problem. Yeah. It should be in my bedroom, but... Gotta go to work. Bye. Goodbye, Fost. Not sure if they're still on packs of smokes, but they used to put all the nasty mouth diseases on the boxes as a warning and a graphic picture. Oh, I think they passed laws about that or something, where the cigarette companies had to do that, which is good. Don't smoke. No, no, no. You have to give credit to vapes. It helps a lot of people stop smoking. I guess so. I guess like if it's a gradual step down from cigarettes and step down from vaping, that would be one thing. But do you know anyone who actually did that? Because basically every single person I know who vapes, or know of who vapes, has never smoked cigarettes before they just started vaping. Because they think it's cool and all their friends are doing it. I know a few people who play sports and vape, so it equals out. That's not how that works. They're ruining them. Their lungs. My mom started vaping, and I was like, aura loss. People swear they're not addicted to vapes, then you ask them to go a day without it and they tweak. Yeah, well, it's addictive. Whoever says that vapes aren't addictive is straight up lying. They're very clearly addictive. I watch Ducky Calls on Twitch because I think it's cool and all my friends are doing it. That's the only kind of peer pressure you should listen to. I tried smoking one time when I was 16. I hated it. Never touched cigs since then. If it made you stop, that's good. That's how I was with alcohol. I tried it that one time and then I was like, I still don't get what the hype is. I'm addicted to League. Is that any better? That's arguably worse. A colleague of mine was about to not attend her wedding because she couldn't find her vape. You're joking. Weed is also addictive, but many argue it's not. Weed is definitely addictive. Some kid who was in my band in high school got addicted to weed. Oh my god. You've probably been asked this a bunch of times, but what was that stream with the Asian ladies and you in cosplay back in April where everyone looked so uncomfortable? The infamous TikTok stream. So that's something that Girls Frontline hired us to do like a cosplay live stream, and it was horribly orchestrated, not thought out, and it genuinely looked like a live hostage video. I think that was and will always be the funniest thing I've ever had to do in my cosplay career. I apologize to anyone who like had to watch any of that live stream. It was so uncomfortable. 10 sit-ups. Yeah, I had to sit on the floor and do sit-ups over and over and over again. That is where the Beauty and the Beat lore came from. I don't understand alcohol, too bitter, your throat burns, why even drink that? Yeah, it sucks. It didn't taste good. And then it just made me dizzy, which sucked. That was hilarious. A perfect break from finals. Thank you for being a hostage. Well, like, we couldn't even do anything to make it less awkward. Because Girls Frontline is so asinine about their cosplayers staying perfectly in character for jobs that, like, I didn't want to say anything that was out of character. Because I don't play this game. I don't know who my girl is. So I don't want to, like, say something that's out of character and then they use that as an excuse to not pay me. I hate Girls Frontline. You gotta try cider. Is that another kind of alcohol? I don't have any interest. Beauty and the Beat karaoke during the Duck stream. Has Winter talked about that, or have I talked about that? I don't remember. Winter is coming over soon. Winter's gonna stay with me for Anime Expo, but she's coming over a little like earlier as well, so we can do some fun little projects together, and I'm super excited because I miss my friends. I'm so excited to see Winter again. Oh my god, in exactly 1 week. She's coming over very soon. They didn't pay you? They paid me. They threatened not to because of a bait and switch. I've already like crashed out about them, but I'll keep talking about them. For the live stream, they, like, in the brief before I even agreed to the job, they showed me the character, right? Like, that's standard. If you get proposed a cosplay job, they propose the character, because obviously you're not going to wear like a costume you're not comfortable with. So I had the character in costume that I was supposed to wear for the live stream, so I agreed for the live stream, got my costume and everything. The job was a live stream and 2 TikTok dances. And then 4 minutes before the live stream started, they tried to like get me to change into a completely different costume that was insane. It was like basically not wearing any clothes. And I was supposed to do the live stream on TikTok, do crunches on the ground, and then do TikTok dances in this. And so I said, no, I'm going to wear the costume we agreed upon. And then they tried to say, we're not going to pay you if you don't wear the new costume. And I was like, I have a contract saying that you will pay me actually, so you're going to. I'm really bad about standing up for myself to companies like that, but I did this time. So I did not tell them that. Actually, I did not communicate with them directly. I have an agent who communicates with them. But I told my agent, I locked in and I was like, I don't care if they're saying they don't pay me, I'm going to get paid for the job. You have to figure out a way. Because like my agent was trying to be like, there's nothing I can do, you have to wear the costume. And I was like, no, I don't. Proud of you for standing your ground. Thank you. I feel like me a year ago, I would not have stood my ground at all. So character development, I feel like that was definitely character development. It's a problem around the world of cosplayers working without getting paid. Yeah, that's actually like a huge problem, because cosplayers doing professional work is such a new thing that it's basically like kind of a free-for-all right now, if that makes sense. So a lot of companies will straight up tell you, like, if you're not satisfied with the payment, sucks, because we could literally get a cosplayer to do it for free. And like, yeah, you probably could. Getting restricted by someone else on the stream was crazy too. Yeah, it was so poorly planned. They tried to make me go live on Instagram instead, last minute, even though we agreed on a TikTok live stream. And that was another thing that I just straight up said no to, because I was like, I've never streamed on Instagram. I'm not gonna start tonight. And also, if you go live on Instagram, it's so much more visible to everyone, whereas I felt like I could hide a TikTok live stream a little more visible, like, to my friends. So I was like, no, we're doing TikTok. So all 4 girls were live streaming. There was such bad communication. I was under the impression that I was going to be hosting the live stream. Like, it would be my live stream, just my phone, XYZ. I've only find out when all the other girls are setting up their phones that all of the other girls are live streaming too. And then one of the girls is like the designated MC. So we literally just sit on the couch. I got shadow banned with a TikTok stream. Yes. One of the girls, the costume they had her in was lingerie, and it was very, very like revealing. And I told the team, I was like, hey, TikTok doesn't let you wear that on a live stream. I'm just like, I want you to be aware that my live might get taken down. And I just want you to be prepared for when that happens. And they were just confused. And so I sat down, we do the live stream, and then I get a big red notification on my screen saying my live's been restricted. Like, it can't show it to new people anymore. I was like, all right. And so I have to, like, I go off screen to tell them, hey, remember the thing I told you that would happen like 30 minutes ago? It just happened. One of them would not stop trying to get you to do sit-ups. Yeah, that was like scripted, apparently. The character I was doing is apparently like really good at sit-ups. Like, that's her thing in the game, is she can do a bunch of crunches. Except they didn't tell me that until, once again, right before we were about to go live. We had no script, we had no game, I had no idea what was supposed to happen during this live stream. A couple hours before the live stream, they sent out like a plan for the stream, but the plan was entirely in Chinese. And then the other 3 girls were trying to translate it to me, but then they were confused because it also didn't make sense in Chinese either. But yeah. It was funny. I couldn't even be mad. The whole thing was like, you can't make this up. I couldn't make any part of this up. It was hilarious. The only thing I was like actually like mad about was getting my live restricted for, they said it was like sexual content and nudity is what my live got restricted for. That like shadow banned the hell out of my account. Because I posted the video that I had to post, and it was like, I think the lowest views I've ever gotten on a TikTok ever. Like, ever. So that was really frustrating, because I was like, this could last for like maybe a couple posts, or it could last for months. And if it lasts for months, what am I supposed to do? This is my job. Like, I was really upset about that. Did you ever get unshadow banned? I think it like fixed itself. I don't know. TikTok views are like up and down. Social media in general is just up and down. I feel like it used to be a lot more consistent. Maybe I just need to lock in. I remember your TikToks were barely showing up on my For You page a bit after that. Yeah. I still see you on the For You page even when I'm not followed. That's good. Not followed? No, just kidding. But yeah, I think it just like shows it less. The girl would not stop talking and then doing charades. Well, they kept telling us to do things. They kept like spamming things for us to do. That's why we kept like starting and stopping karaoke like over and over again. I should probably follow. I just forget. Don't worry. You could seek compensation. That was my first thought. I was like, if you just ruined my livelihood for the next discernible amount of time, like, do I get compensation for this? And I asked my agent that, and she was like, you have to prove that it happened. And I was like, what do you mean prove that it happened? So I had to, like, find a way to, like, see that my live was restricted, because, like, it gave me the big pop-up, and then I clicked out of the pop-up so I could continue with the live stream. And there was no way to, like, go back and see that it was restricted. It doesn't, like, say that anywhere. So nothing came of that. For legal reasons, I will not be talking badly about my agent. I'm only talking badly about Girls Frontline right now. But thank you for your concerns in chat. I got a break between that and AX. So AX is, like, my next in-person cosplay job, which I'm really excited for. Girls Frontline, more like Girls Lane Line. How was the shopping in Europe? We went to a lot of clothing stores, and then I went to Prada in Milan, which is, like, where it's from. It was really cool. I don't have Prada bag money, but I shopped there. By the way, Lexi, do you have a Twitter account? No, I get a lot of DMs about that. That's not me on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter. I haven't seen the impersonation account either, because I'm not even going to make, like, a whatever Twitter account to go look at it. But I've just been told there's someone impersonating me. There's also someone impersonating me on Facebook. That one does frustrate me, because Meta, like, blocked me from making my own Facebook account. So I don't know what to do about that one. But Twitter I don't really care about. I won't touch Twitter with a 10-foot pole. But that's not me on Twitter. I think I don't want to, like, sound so callous about it. People have told me they've been, like, getting scammed by the person on Twitter. If you are messaging a cosplayer on a platform, basically every content creator cosplayer has their links in their bio of every social media they have. If their social media is not in that link tree, it's probably not real. You should always double check. What would the impersonator even be selling? I don't know. I just keep getting told people are getting scammed for money. What's Facebook's beef with you? I wanted to make a media kit for, like, a media kit. It's like a compilation of your stats across all platforms. But to connect my Instagram, I have to connect it through Meta. But to connect it through Meta, I can't do it through Instagram. I can only do it through Facebook. And I don't have a Facebook. So I went to go make a Facebook account with my, like, email that I use for my Instagram. Like, the same, like, to connect accounts. And it wouldn't let me. It said, you cannot make this account. And then it said, you can never try again with this same information. So I was like, okay. So I could make a completely unrelated Facebook account, but I can't make one connected to my Instagram account, which defeats the purpose, because the only reason I need the Facebook account is to link it with my Instagram account. Time to call Mark Zuckerberg. Anyone got Zuck's number? Someone get Zuck on the line. Should we report Ducky IRL? Nope, that one's in my link tree. It is in my link tree. But I'm so sad, because, like, media kits, they look so cool. They're useful, for one. That's the important reason. But also, they just look really cool, and I want my media kit. But I can't make it, because I can't add Instagram to it. And it sucks, because it's not only useful for, like, companies to look at before they hire me, but it's useful for me, because it shows me, like, really cool stats. And, like, layouts and, like, bar graphs and stuff that give me, like, really interesting insights that the social media platforms don't even give me. So I would really like to have a Facebook account, please. The same thing happened to me when I was trying to buy a car. Is someone impersonating you? Identity theft? We need a Facebook employee in here. Where are they when we need them? I know. I don't know. Meta is notoriously hard to contact. One of my friends got her Instagram like completely nuked and could not get into contact with Meta at all. It took like basically the only way that anything can happen is if you have connections, because otherwise like they don't care. How was your trip? It was great. I loved Europe. I'm glad to be home though, and I'm glad to go get my cats soon. My friend gave me a contact. Oh, like a Meta contact? Yo, slide him over. Ron, where's that contact at? I need to talk to Meta. Instagram took like 3 months to take down a bot account that was made of me. Meanwhile, whenever I reported bot accounts to my friends, they got taken down fast. Oh. That's so strange. I know I've reported... Instagram's report feature frustrates me. It's not as bad as TikTok's, but I have reported like impersonation accounts and they never get taken down. Can't wait to see Little Bear and Bambi. I can't wait to see them either. They'll be here for next stream. You look nice today, thank you. I would like to get to bed early because I woke up at 5. Which is why we're not going to play games on stream tonight. I was going to do some Silent Hill, but we'll save that for tomorrow. I'll yap a little longer, but the sooner I end stream, the sooner I can go see my cats. So, woke up at 5, that's crazy early. Well, I was like kind of dozing in and out on the flight, and I went to bed kind of early. I slept 4 hours. No. Yeah, 4 hours. Did I go to bed at 1 a.m.? Whoops. In stream right now to see the cats. Well, I want to talk for a little longer. I haven't streamed in like 3 weeks. But then I can go see my kitties. I want to go see my kitties. I miss them. I don't remember the last time I've been away from the cats for this long. It was the Korea trip. Daily streams? No, bro. I will say though, Patreon added a streaming feature. I can go live on Patreon now, which is cool. I haven't tried that out, but maybe I should try that. Pop a melatonin pill right after your flight. It resets your biology. Oh, to like make you go to sleep sooner? Yeah, I feel like our flight was at a really good time, because we flew like during midday evening, and then I got to like immediately go to sleep. I hate when I like land in the morning and then I cannot stay awake all day. Hi Ducky, hello. I love your style, thank you. This shirt's new, brand new. I almost didn't get it because of the fiasco with my packages that I said I was going to talk about, and I forgot. I'll talk about that now. Wasn't the last time you didn't see the cats for this long when you moved here? Yes, I forgot. I had to like go so long without seeing them. Also, thank you for the bits. Who's the bear? Little Bear, my son, my baby, my cats, Little Bear and Bambi. Secret Patreon streams? I don't even know what I would stream on Patreon. Be like, sup guys, I'm gonna go cook spaghetti and then end stream. Because like I assume I have to do it through my phone. I can't go live through. I don't know. I'll look into it. But yeah, so my packages. My apartment only lets you keep a package in the parcel locker for 2 days, and then you start getting charged $4 a day for every day the package is in there. And I remember asking when I moved in, I was like, what if I can't get the packages? Is there like a vacation mode? And the guy was like, there's not a vacation mode. You're just get your packages, or get someone to get your packages. And I was like, okay. I did not get anyone to get my packages. I just let the charges rack up. but I didn't realize I was gonna get so many packages. I had stuff like, I had cosplays I had ordered a while ago come in. I had stuff from Amazon come in. I got fan gifts that came in. And I didn't realize the $4 a day charge was for every individual package. So, yeah. And then also, after a certain, I kept like checking my app while I was in Europe, and some of the packages started saying expired. And I was like, what does expired mean? It better not mean that they're like sending the package back to sender like my old apartment did. But mind you, as soon as like the moment I realized I was getting charged for multiple packages and these charges were going to rack up way quicker than I thought, I called. The call didn't not work. Like, I had cell service. I had service all throughout Europe, because of my mommy's Wi-Fi plan, but she like works for an internet I don't know. So I could call them just fine. It let me go through all the steps, but then every time it would ring the office, the call would just drop. I wouldn't get sent to voicemail. I couldn't leave a voicemail. The call would just drop. So I would call them like twice a day for the first week we were staying there. And then I emailed them. I emailed them again. Nobody's responding to me. I know they're getting my emails at least. Why is your life a whole drama? I know. So I came back, and I asked the lady at the desk about the packages, and she was like, I don't know, ask my manager tomorrow. I did not go down and ask the manager today, but I will ask about it because I don't want to pay all that money. And then I found out there is actually a vacation mode. The guy, when I moved in and asked the guy, and he said there's like no vacation mode, there is a vacation mode. I just have to do it through the app. Because I figured that out. I emailed my apartment complex, and I also emailed I got a service ticket for the app that's used for the like mailroom. And they responded to me, not my apartment, but they responded to me. And they were like, just put it on vacation mode. And I was like, oh. So I did that and like saved most of my packages. It's going to be a lot of money. I'll talk to them about it. The money's already come out of, it's an automatic charge. It's already come out of my card, but I'll talk to them about it for future reference. Alto watched me going through this, and he was like, you have to just tell them you're a celebrity. And I was laughing. I thought he was joking. And he was like, no, I'm serious. You have to tell them you're a celebrity, and then they'll listen to you. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, this is LA. As soon as you mention the word like fan gift or celebrity or anything, they will give you special treatment. And I was like, what? And he said that that's what his apartment does. He just like told them straight up that he's like, hey, I'm not in the country for months at a time. The parcel room rules aren't going to work for me. And then they were just cool with it. People just out here getting special treatment for I guess evil twink privilege, I know. But I guess the moral of the story is I need to start taking more advantage of things. I don't know. That feels horrible. But I'll just be straight up with them and be like, I get a lot of packages. And sometimes I'm not home. I don't want to have to use the word like fan mail or celebrity. Tell them I'm an influencer model who travels abroad. That is true. But I think I would throw up in my mouth a little bit if I had to say the words, I am an influencer, in any sort of social situation. Take advantage of it, blame the fan. You have to say it. Yeah. I think if I don't want this to happen for next time, I do have to say it. Well, but now I know that there's a vacation mode, so I think it should be fine. But I don't know. I'm going to talk to them, and maybe I could possibly get refunded for the charges. If it was like 100% my fault, I wouldn't even try for the refund. I haven't calculated it, but it's definitely like over $200 with the $4 a day charge for every package. Which is a lot. Highway robbery, I know. I DoorDashed groceries today, and that was like $200. It was like $250. That was also a fiasco today. So I feel like I have to preface everything I say. Door dashing groceries is ridiculous, but living here, I think it's more normal. Everyone I know door dashes groceries because no one here has a car. That's a lot. That's like one little bear snack. They didn't tell you there was a vacation mode. Turns out there was. So that's some negligence on their part. That's what I meant about like it maybe not being 100% my fault. Because I was like straight up told there's no vacation mode. You have to get a friend to like get your packages. But then like they won't give me a second key to my house. They only give me the one. So it's like I can't not take that with me. I don't know. Thank you for the bits. Hope it all goes... I lost it. Hope it all goes well for you. Here's a bit of money. Thank you. And thank you for the resub read. Did you know influenza and influencer have the same root word? You're out here giving people the flu. I be influencing. You're too modest sometimes. I don't know. It just feels like... I hate it. I hate it. I get clowned on for... My cat tree is like a big Instagram brand. It's from a big Instagram brand. And I thought about it. I thought about it. I thought about doing the evil influencer thing of DMing them and asking for a collab for the thing. But I was like, that's absurd. So I just paid the like $400 or $500 for the cat tree. And then they reached out to me. And they were like, you should have DM'd us for a collab. So maybe there's a lesson to be learned, but it's hard. It's still hard. You've earned the right to throw your influencer success into the faces of cruel package people, I guess so. Now that you live in LA, you shouldn't be modest or humble. Do I have to turn evil, guys? Do I have to go evil influencer? Tell them your cats are famous influencers. Maybe that's the move. My cats get fan mail, actually. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, so I DoorDash groceries. I do that like maybe once a month. Not for all my groceries, but for like the heavy things that I could not walk to a store and like carry back home. So like sodas and waters, laundry detergent. Today I got a rotisserie chicken and oh, thank you for the sub, Flarm. I like your username, Flarm. What does dox yourself mean? Like, what is doxing? That's when, like, people find out personal information about you that's not supposed to be public and they make it public. This is your super villain origin story. I have to turn to the dark side because of the package fees. Yeah, so I DoorDashed groceries. It was like I don't know how my groceries were so expensive. I got a rotisserie chicken, some soda, some fruit. I know fruit is expensive. I got strawberries and blueberries. Big baller over here. These. I did get like 3 things of ground beef. That's probably the most of it. And salmon. I got a lot of meat to freeze. But yeah, that was like my big month grocery order. And then I placed the order. Everything's operating as usual. And then my app crashes. Like DoorDash just crashes. Then I open the app and it's like it literally won't let me into the app. It's just a blank screen. It's saying error, error, error. And so I'm like, okay, maybe it just like needs a second. But I'm getting notifications because I have all of my items set to contact if not found. And my driver was contacting me about like every item. Everything was out of stock. And so I would click on the notifications, and then I couldn't go into the app to tell him what to do. And I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, what do I do? I've never had this happen before. Out of stock how? Apparently I ordered one onion, it was out of stock. I ordered one potato, it was out of stock. I don't know how a store is out of stock of a russet potato. My ground beef was out of stock, my salmon was out of stock, and I was like, at that point I was getting suspicious. I was like, are you looking for any of these things? But I couldn't go into the app to like do anything. Thank you for the sub, 126 King. 126 King 126. Thank you. And so, and I would get the notification that like he messaged me about something, and then I would get another notification that he replaced it with another item. And I didn't know they could do that, but I guess it makes sense if you select like contact me if not found, and then they contact you and you don't answer. I guess they just find another item. I assumed they would just like refund it, but he started replacing all of my items with completely wrong things. And I was like, no, bro. I was like watching it happen in my notifications, but I couldn't go into the app to do anything. But then everything just stopped, and I was like, okay, maybe he finished the order, and like I'm just gonna have to, I'll just see what comes to my door. But then like an hour goes by and still nothing has happened, and then my app still hasn't worked. And then suddenly I get a notification from the driver saying, hey, sorry, I don't know what happened, but my app crashed. I just had to put everything back and leave the store. Because he couldn't use the DoorDash app anymore as well. I guess his like broke right after mine, because I was getting notifications for a little bit and then everything stopped. So yeah, he scammed you. No, DoorDash did, bro. Like both of our apps were broken. Which is crazy because yesterday on our Uber back home, the Uber driver's app was acting up, and he was like complaining about it the whole time. So I don't know what's up with all these apps. But yeah, so my order was still live, but he messaged me being like, yo, I just had to, like, I left the store. I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh, can you refund the order? Or like, I asked him if he could cancel the order then. And he said, no, I can't cancel the order. It'll make my rating go down. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll see if I can cancel it. And so I went to go cancel it, and I almost hit cancel before I saw the tiny little notification that said, you will not get refunded if you cancel right now. $250 grocery order. And the guy put all the items back and left the store. What you mean I'm not getting refunded? So I went back to the app, and I felt so bad because I was like, I don't want this guy's rating to go down. But I messaged him, and I was like, it's saying it's not going to give me a refund. I can't cancel it. And he was like, don't worry about it, I'll cancel it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. The dude scammed you? What? How? I fully believe that his app crashed too, because mine crashed for like over an hour. But yeah, so I had to cancel the order, and I thought I was gonna have to like go do the whole order again, which at that point I was like, I'm just not gonna get groceries today because I'm not gonna like risk this going wrong again. I would feel so bad, bro. I did feel bad. Did you get the refund? I hit cancel order, and then it just automatically reassigned the order to someone else. I thought it was gonna like cancel it and just refund me. But it just automatically gave it to a new driver, and then that driver, mind you, went to the same store. Every single thing was in stock. So I don't know what that guy was doing to where, like, before DoorDash went dark, and before we entered the dark ages and I could see what he was doing, everything was out of stock, but the new guy went there like 30 minutes later and found everything. So yeah, I have groceries now. But that was a fiasco this morning. For a moment there, I genuinely thought I was going to pay $250 for no groceries. I think the dude didn't want to do his job and the app conveniently crashed. I don't know, I just feel like that's too much of a coincidence. I didn't mention anything about the app crash. I mean, if he was lying, maybe he just canceled it because I wasn't responding to any of his messages and that, like, he didn't want to get a bad rating from me or something. I don't know. Good thing the first dude's rating went down. No, I believe in plausible deniability. Innocent until proven guilty. I would like to believe that he was telling the truth. Yeah, chat, why are we being mean to this random delivery person? Those 30 minutes happened to coincide with the store's designated potato and onion restocking time. When I went back into the app to, like, see what had been done, I could see the pictures of what he replaced everything with. He replaced my Atlantic salmon fillet with, another fish. Like, it wasn't even, like, not a sockeye, not nothing. It was another fish entirely. I had 90% lean, 10% fat ground beef, and he had, like, the 80-20, which that one I didn't care too much about. It doesn't matter. But it wasn't out of stock. I think he just didn't look. And then there was absolutely potatoes there. He refunded that one. And then I forget what else he substituted. My water. I got, like, a couple waters, and he substituted them with a different kind of water. With Pacific salmon? What do I normally stream? I usually stream... Right now, I'm streaming Silent Hill 2 and sometimes Subnautica 2. Can we see the potato? Thank you for the resub, by the way, Pancake. Can we see the potato? Sure. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted to see? Is my future dinner that interesting? Big potato? It's just a normal russet potato. I bought this to make curry. Why are you guys glazing this potato? It's just it's a normal potato. That ain't normal size. This is a... Have you guys ever seen a potato? Big potato. She is not big. She is... Maybe she's just big boned. Take a bite? No, bro, this is for curry. Boneless potato. I miss the potato. You want the potato to stream instead of me? Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, my king potato. Did you just make an account just to do that? Thank you, my king potato, for the 5 gifted subs. Can the potato stream instead? Is there potato lore now? I guess so. You guys are gonna be real upset when I chop it up and turn it into curry. When's the potato giveaway? Do you know what I went through today to get that potato? I'm not giving it away. Can we substitute hello from Little Bear with hello from Big Potato for today? A custom potato plushie? You guys are doing too much. First you blind poor goose, now chop potato. Can a girl not have dinner? What am I supposed to eat? I paid good money for this potato. Why can't I eat it? Become photosynthesis? I don't want to eat the sunlight. I want to eat this potato. Give the potato a name so she can't cut it up. You think that's gonna stop me? Who do you think I am? Plant the potato, make a new potato, and then profit. Or I can do the auto tech where I just forget about the potatoes under my sink for months and months, and then when I open that for like the first time in months, there's a whole garden growing under my sink. You can't eat Russell. You guys named him. You named the potato. I'm gonna eat Russell. It has to be done. Some things just they have to be done. And one of those is me eating this potato. I wasn't gonna make curry tonight. It was gonna be a later in the week kind of dish. But maybe I bump up the execution date. Maybe I do have curry tonight. What do you guys think about that? No. But curry sounds real good tonight. Your body's adapted to organic European food. That American potato will kill you. Yeah, that's actually right. I got so used to having like good real food in Europe. My first meal back here immediately gave me that like familiar sick feeling I get whenever I eat. Maybe I have to live in a different country now. What color is your curry? Yellow? I think the brand is Golden Curry. I think it says golden on the box. In LA, there are many restaurants that serve human meat. People donate their bodies to be cooked. We just come onto the internet and tell lies now, huh? Huh. The Japanese golden curry, yeah. I don't know if it's the same brand, but I like their apple curry. I forgot how sunburnt I was until I saw my shoulder is like red. I got really sunburnt in Europe. Can you put 2 red drills on either side of the potato so we can have Teto the Tato? No, there's no time. I have to chop it up into a million little pieces and eat it. Go apply more of that sunscreen. I'm in my house now. Although I am against a big window. Have you guys seen that guy who like he shows his face after like sitting at his computer every day with sunlight on one side of his face and it's like all aged? It's so drastic that it's gotta be fake, but like, ugh. There's sunscreen in my makeup. So on days that I wear makeup, I'm somewhat protected from the sun. Didn't you say it was freezing? It was very cold, yes. But when it's cold outside, the sun is still outside. So yes, I got sunburned even though it was cold. Most of the sunburn was from Germany, actually, which wasn't that cold. And then I got way more sunburnt in Milan, which was the hot place we went to. Oh, I think I missed a sub a while ago. Samuel, thank you for the resub. it was hot and everyone was sweaty. Germany wasn't that bad. The only time I was like dying of heat was when I was in the Uber that wouldn't roll down the windows or turn the air conditioning on. Watch out when eating apple curry. Snow White has lore with apples. So for my Snow White cosplay at Duckie&Celebi, I asked Alto to find me an apple if he could, because there was like apples downstairs, and he comes back with a green apple, and I was like, oh, you're so silly. Snow White has a red apple, and he was like, yeah, I know, that's a red apple. It's green. I forget he's colorblind. He is colorblind. He's so colorblind, and like, he reminds me like every day. Yeah, that was quite funny. So I had a green apple with my Snow White cosplay. It's okay. It was the poison apple. If you ever go back to Italy, I'd recommend Sorrento. It's got a nice view of the sea. I will. Our Switzerland friend was like, why are you going to Milan? Milan is like the worst part of Italy. But Milan is like right on the edge of Italy. So we were able to we just wanted to like touch Italy and be there for a little bit before we had to go. We couldn't, it would have been way too far to go to like Venice or anywhere like nice or, but I thought Milan was really nice. I liked it. But if we were to go back to Italy, we like check out some other places too. I'm getting sleepy. You didn't see Florence, Venice, Turin, and Bologna? Never heard of that one. I do want to see Florence and Venice though. And I want to see Spain. And I want to see Paris. I think next year for Duckie&Celebi, it's going to be more of a girls' trip for me. I'm going to hang out with Celebi more. Hopefully, if we get that like duo table, I think that would be really fun. And we'll probably go see Paris as well. I want to cosplay not Cat Noir. I want to cosplay Ladybug in Paris. I need to cosplay Miraculous. Next year, Duckie&Celebi is in July. Is it? Is it not the same time every year? Duckie&Celebi dates 2020. No, not 2026. 2027. Ew. Oh, what? Why is it a month later? 2 months later. July 9th to July 11th? That might be difficult. Because AX is always the 1st of July. Oh gosh. Hold on. Anime Expo dates. 2027. Anime Expo 2027 is scheduled to take place over July 2nd to July 5th. Back-to-back con sounds like a nightmare for me. I need like a recovery period after every con. That's why I didn't do MomoCon this year, because it would have been MomoCon and then immediately coming home to immediately go to Germany, which I couldn't do. But yeah, so AX is the first weekend of July next year, and then Duckie&Celebi is the second weekend. Did you open a frequent flyer account yet? You'll rack up a lot of savings. I have not. Because I use like, isn't that like airline specific? I use different airlines so much though. There's international airlines, there's budget airline. I had a lot of Spirit points that evaporated. No Duckie AX, no reason to go. I am not skipping AX. That's my hometown con now. I can't not go. Very doable. Yeah, it'll... I definitely am going to both cons. I'm just realizing that it'll be... I'm coming to terms with it inside myself right now about that crazy con weekend. I have a year to prepare for that mentally. We'll probably go probably means we'll go right before Dokumi, and then if we're gonna do anything else, we'll have to do it after. Have you checked out Level Up Expo? One of my friends invited me to that, but I ended up not having time. Open an account, you get VIP airport lounge access, premium showers. The airport lounges do look pretty cool, but I always figured that was for like people who have... I've seen like the Delta lounges, and it's for people who have like Delta cards, but they pay like insane yearly... They end up paying for it themselves basically, because they're like insane, the cost of the card per year. I don't know. I'll look into it. I just got so sleepy all of a sudden. I think it's probably time for me to log off and go get my cats before I get too sleepy. But I don't want to go. What's your streaming schedule? It's up on Twitch right now if you go to the schedule tab. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And I'm working on the cosplayer Minecraft SMP. It's in the works. Don't think I forgot about it, but that might have to be like another day that I don't stream on, so there might be like a extra stream days. See you guys in 3 weeks. I'm home, bro. I'm right here. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Who's my favorite Sonic character? I never watched Sonic as a kid, but I like Tails. I think he's cute. Oh, there was a snack time from 15 minutes ago. Did I miss that? Better late than never. Who's joining, or is that a surprise? I'm basically just asking any cosplayer I know. Or my cosplay friends. I'm low-key realizing I don't know as much about SMPs as I thought I did. I didn't know there were SMPs with lore. I thought it was literally just like a server where a couple people would like hop on and build stuff. I didn't know I was getting into all this. Winter was enlightening me as to what like goes into an SMP, or Jas was. So yeah, reminds me of the old Dream SMP days. I never watched Dream SMP, but I watched a lot of old Minecraft groups. Any more ZZZ cosplays planned? Not that I know of, no. None right now. I still have a lot of Genshin cosplays to get through. If I can lock in and not fall asleep, and no, I can't. I was gonna say I need to style a wig for tomorrow, but my steamer doesn't come in until tomorrow, so I can't style a wig until tomorrow, but I need to cosplay tomorrow. So hopefully the steamer comes in early enough for me to take care of that, but yep. I am home, and now I have to hit the ground running, making more cosplay stuff. Also, I need to lock the freak in for Anime Expo. I have like 1 week before winter gets here, and then I have to host winter. So really I have like 1 week for the super lock-in, and then like 1 other week when winter's here to keep finishing my AX stuff. Cause I'm trying to make a helmet wig for the first time ever. And I'm scared. I'm scared. flip the water bottle. It's giant though. Helmet wig, yes. Helmet wig is when like it's so heavily styled, it's like a Lego helmet. But it's when like normally when you style a cosplay wig, it's you just like style the hair and like move it. But with the helmet wig, it's a whole process. You like cut all the hair off, glue it into shape. I'm doing Rio from Gachi Yakuta. I don't know if I told you guys that, but I'm cosplaying Rio at Anime Expo. Surprise. And her hairstyle is insane. And you would suit that so well. Thank you. Even before I like started watching the show, I had people like putting her picture in my comments being like, you should cosplay this girl. And I was like, dang, I kind of look like that girl. I should cosplay her. Yeah, I really like Rio. I finished the anime on the plane too, so now all that's left to do is I ordered 2 wigs, by the way, in case I mess up, and also I'll probably need the extra hair. But I have 2 Rio wigs sitting over there, and I'll try to figure that out today. Not today, but this week. That would fit you. Thank you, thank you. I hope she suits me. I tried on her costume. I ordered an extra small costume, right? All of the pieces are extra small. Great, perfect. Except for the shorts. They sent me a large. They sent me large size shorts. So they don't fit. And it's like so egregiously ill-fitting that I don't even think I could take them in. Like it would just, the structural integrity of the shorts is gone. Like I would have to like take it into the pockets and stuff. So I'll just get new shorts. Luckily that's an easy fix. New nickname for you, Big Shorts. Time to refund it. Well, I was scared for a second because this was a Doki Doki cosplay, so like they take a long time to ship. I ordered this cosplay months ago, and it just now came in while I was gone. And the first thing I pulled out of the bag was the shorts, and it had a big L sticker on it, and I was like, no way, they sent me the wrong size. But everything else in the costume was the right size. It was only the shorts, and that's easy. I mean, like that was the best case scenario because it's just black shorts. I can order a new pair of black shorts. If any other part of that costume was missing, that would have been a problem. But yeah, big scissor prop. AX is my hometown con now, which means I can do a big prop. And I love her big scissors, so I have to make the scissors. But that's a giant prop to make in a week and some change. I wasn't planning on staying in Europe as long as I was. The Europe trip was decided like right before Dokumi. If I had known, I would have started her scissors a long time ago, because I've known that I was going to cosplay Rio at AX since months ago when I ordered the costume. So yeah, it's crunch time now. I think I am going to try to make the scissors. But I'm scared because I'm not a prop maker. I've only made the wings for Angel. And like those, I think those turned out really nice. But foam is a whole different beast. So I need to learn how to do foam making now. Yeah. I need to order foam for that, actually. I'll see if there's like a tutorial or something. There's probably not a tutorial. I'm probably gonna have to wing this, but we'll see. I've seen people on TikTok doing like putting LED lights in their scissors for Rio. This is why I can't make a prop, guys. Too many sweats. But that's so cool. But I can't even think about that. I need to make the scissors first before we get into LED territory. Foam making in a week. Yeah. We will probably have some Con Crunch streams. Streams for this week are going to be normal. But while winter is here, I figured we could do like some Con Crunch stuff on stream together. We'll see. LED is a bit overkill, but it was so cool though. Like they look so nice, and her scissors do light up, so we'll see. Con crunching, yep, it's that season. It's that season of procrastinating everything about your cosplay until right before the con, and then getting so stressed about making your cosplay that you end up not even enjoying the con. I dabble in prop making and got commissioned for Monster Hunter bone hatchets. I used EVA foam with a foam board layer in between, and then a wooden dowel. Ooh. I'll look up like foam making tutorials and stuff. I've watched them before. That's why I have a Dremel, because I wanted to make foam stuff, and it was hard. It's daunting. Sewing is so much easier in my mind than crafting, but I'm gonna try. But first, what's more important is the wig. I could have a Rio cosplay without the scissors. I can't have a Rio cosplay without the wig. So I cannot like let myself get distracted with the scissors until I finish the wig. So wig is the main issue right now. Luckily for anyone who's like watched the anime, she has like the big ponytail hairstyle that has to be a helmet wig. But she does have another hairstyle, which is braids, which I see a lot of people doing, because obviously you don't have to make a helmet wig for braids. Spoilers. Oh my god. The character unties her ponytail. You've been spoiled. I'm so sorry. But Homeeee cosplay I love Homeeee. Has a bunch of stuff on EVA foam. Her stuff is insane. I've kind of winged it and found what works for me. I've been so scared of making like foam props because it seems so daunting, but I really wish I just like experimented a while ago so that I wouldn't be doing it for the first time right now. But it's okay. The first time has to happen at some point, and I guess that's just right now. But yeah, so I have 2 wigs, and if I don't have to harvest both of them for West, my backup plan is to just give up on the helmet wig and style one of them into her braids. But I really, really don't want to do that. So that's just like a super, super dire last minute. I have to still do the cosplay even if the wig didn't turn out option. It's my safety net that I really don't want to use. But yeah. Are you Russian? I'm American. What accent is that? My accent? I'm gonna say the thing that everybody from everywhere says. I don't think I have an accent. I'm from Georgia though. That's probably what you're hearing. It's a waterfowl accent. I feel like that's an insult. Did I just get insulted right now? I don't know what that means, but I don't like it. You don't sound West Coast. Yeah, I'm not from California. Ducks are waterfowls? Oh. Well, now that makes sense, but I assumed that was like a place. Do you need duck? Alright, I think it's time for me to log off. When chat starts teasing me, that's when I leave. Waterfowl has to be a slur in duck language. Yeah, it's gotta be. Southern Belle accent? If you think my accent is Southern, you should hear people from actual Southern Georgia. It's insane. Think of like the most comically drawn out, like super put on fake Southern accent you can think of. People actually talk like that in Southern Georgia. Where's your Valley Girl accent? Oh my god. What do you mean? I've always talked like that. I don't actually know how to imitate a Valley Girl accent. My mom said she had a Valley Girl accent when she moved here for boarding school. And that her dad got so mad at her, he like said he was gonna ground her if she didn't stop talking like that. I love your cosplay, thank you. Low-key teach people how to dance. I'm not a good dance teacher. I tried to teach people when I was on my dance team. I had to lead a dance one time, and that's how I found out I'm really bad at teaching dance. Because it's hard to explain to other people how to dance. you don't dance, I do dance. But it's just kind of hard to teach. There's like, being good at dancing versus knowing how to teach others is different. Yeah, that's like true for a lot of things, I think, but especially dance. Because I feel like since I'm self-taught mostly with like K-pop kind of dance, I did like other like modern and ballet and whatever when I was little, but for the kind of dance I do now, it was mostly self-taught, so I don't know how to teach other people when I wasn't taught. Dancing comes natural. Yeah, people argue about that a lot, like whether certain things can be taught or if it's natural, and I feel like dance is one of the things where I hear the most often, where people are like, you just have to be born with it. But I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it helps. I do think you have to have rhythm, but I also don't think that's like natural or unnatural. I think it's just learned. Because if you grew up playing instruments at all, you'll have a good sense of rhythm. But I think it helps if you do that from the time you're small. But that also is true with anything, like languages. Like, basically the answer to everything is you should have just been a child prodigy. You can't ever learn anything as an adult. That is not true, by the way. I'm not saying that. But it's just harder. But it's not impossible. And if you want to do it, you should try. Some people are gifted. That's also true with anything. Some people are just going to be naturally good at things. But that doesn't mean that it's over for you if you're not immediately good at something. Can you do a tier list of the Persona characters' dancing skills? I've never played Persona, so I don't know how these guys dance. I didn't know that these guys danced. Hello, first time chatter. Alright. I feel the eepiness coming on, and I do want to go see my lovely kitties. So I am gonna have to end stream. If you do end up making the scissor props, I recommend getting a template from somewhere. DIYing a template like that can be hard. Yeah, and the scissor mechanism, like needing to move it seems daunting. I'll see if there's like a pattern somewhere just to cut out the foam at least. I'll see. Welcome back to streaming. It's good to be back. I will see you guys on Thursday. We're gonna play Silent Hill 2 remake, and then if I get tired of that, we'll always have Subnautica 2 in the background. Thank you for the bits, Dylan. Thank you for stream. Really enjoyable stream. Can you let the kitties know chat says hello, and hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you. Alright. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how tired I was. I woke up and just immediately started deep cleaning. I'm not done deep cleaning though. I need to finish that before I go to bed. I can't wait to see my cats though. I'm so excited. Alright. And you guys get to see the cats on Thursday. So I will see you. Reminder to not eat Russell. I can't wait to have curry tonight. I'll see you guys on Thursday with Silent Hill. Alright, let's see if anybody's on to raid. I forget I can raid through my screen over here. Carmilla is live. Ari's live. I saw someone say raid Ari. Let's raid her. Please don't eat Russell. I'm gonna eat Russell. I'm sorry, guys. See ya. Bye, Shaboops. Alright. Let us raid Ari. I can't stay for long, but alright guys, everyone go say hi, and I'll see you all on Thursday at 2. Bye.